All right. It says we're live. Let's give the check. All right. I can hear myself. And away we go. See, Exomatic said he's just lurking. All right. And to see this, what's going on? Craig, you know they don't serve McRib in the fall, man. McRib is summer food. Wolf, what's up? Tampa, what's up? I'm listening. What's up? Gil Deuce, what up, man? Express Beats, Buddy Young, Prince Johnny, Dave Tower, what up, man? Adam, what's up? Some more lightsabers. Ryan and Will, oh, all my day ones are coming out. Oh, more fear porn. Yeah, there's a lot of it out there, man. I just haven't put it up, but there's a lot of it out there. I am that dude. Okay. Oh, whatever that means. GC, what's up? Malika, what up, man? Sir Anthony, what's up? Hey, Art, what's up? Enhance, what's happening? Sheed, GRD, what's up? Yeah, Wolf had a pretty good video, man, talking about the myth of white womanhood and black men and white women. Pretty good video. It's yeah, the it's the black black people and especially black women are so intertwined into white supremacy, man. Even though they fight against it, it's so weaved into the culture, man. It's hard to separate it. Any rants coming? I don't know. There might be. Rants have to come from the soul, man. I haven't felt a rant, but there might be. Dr. Johnson had a pretty good rant uh, a couple days ago. Yeah, it's funny the the thing between black men and 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 the admixture that should have happened but didn't, and black men being able to close off. But black men always get accused of lusting after white women. But black women have been having babies by and having sex with white men since the beginning, since before we even got here. But we never talk about them and them dealing with white men ever. They never get accused. Waiting on 5900X to drop to 550. That's a good wait, man, since you have a chip shortage. And Sister Asada. Yes, his daughter's a trade. Yeah, it's a long history, and it's also a shameful history that black women have that they don't admit because they don't want, a lot of them don't want to admit that a lot of times they willingly went with white men. They always say it's rape, but it's it wasn't rape. Still is it because they hide it. They hide their lust for white men all the time. But they always deflect and say no, it's white men chasing them. In fact, because I was listening at Hezekiah News, he actually put up some old news stories that he got from the library talking about um, black husbands being killed by the black wives' white lovers. There's about two or three stories going back in the 30s where the black woman was actually cheating with a white man, and then when the husband discovers it, the white man actually kills the husband. So this narrative that this Becky lust that they say black men have, it's just deflection because their lust for white men. What up, Grinch? Uh, no, they do. They try to deflect it. They do try to hide it. They do try to hide it. The ones that are bold enough to actually come out and proclaim it and actually do it, and actually date out. Um, they always try to blame it on black men. Well, I couldn't find a good enough black man, so I went with a white man. It's bullshit. Yeah, it is more accurate. Yeah, it is way more accurate. Because there's no way a white woman would be seen running away with a black man. Okay, they wouldn't make it. They'd kill her. Yeah, they always do. Well, it works though. People take it hook, line, and sinker, including black men. That's why I did the video about it's funny, man, because you get these, I call them pro-black simps, coming in, man, and rehashing the same thing instead of going back and see what's already done. I said, we've talked about this, man, before I got here with the um with Manosphere 1.0, and it keeps getting rehashed. That's why I did that whole series about the myth of white womanhood and all that, because I wanted to actually highlight it so it could be done. And the daughters of the trade, about how we were sold and how we were bred, and how the black women were not brought here to the black female slaves were not brought here to be your wives. They weren't. They were brought here to be brood mares for white men. That's what they were brought here for. We just happened to be after. In fact, I have to give her credit. Diane Stewart actually did a very good job in Black Women, Black Love. Because after emancipation, they had nothing. They didn't know what to do with you, so they had to form some kind of culture with you. So they tried to force black men and black women together to be husband and wives, because they never really were. I mean, was there a few of them? Sure, but for the most part, they weren't together. So they had to force them together. And she actually went through a pretty good description how the the Northern Army came down and tried to force black male and female slaves into family units, and it and then put you on a farm and start put you into sharecropping, trying to organize you that way, and the shit never really worked. And the black women always resented you. It is an interesting read, and since the white woman is very neutral about it. She's not saying that what the women did was right or wrong. She's just actually relating history. What's up, Black in Effect? But let me get to what I was really going to talk about pragmatism, because that was the case. A not even up and coming YouTuber, a new YouTuber is trying to elbow his way in, is talking about my theme about amoral pragmatism, and he had the words to say that that's cowardice, that's killing the warrior spirit. And you could tell uh, somebody like that has never met a general, especially a two-star and up. Those are the most amoral, pragmatic people you ever want to meet, because they're going to risk killing 5,000 men to meet an objective, or killing a city of 100,000 to meet an objective. You have to be immoral. You have to be pragmatic and amoral to actually do that kind of stuff. Most of your top leaders at a certain level, they're going to have to be more pragmatists. Morals are going to have to be either pushed aside or thrown out the window. And years ago, me and Cerulean came up to, came to the conclusion that morals are really subjective, and morals have to be created. Because if you talk about, because animals don't have morals, okay? Primitive animals don't have morals. Where would you get morals from? They have to be developed. Morals are just rules, right? The rules are the rules that you go by so that you can cooperate. Thou should not kill is a moral idea, even though a lot of times we don't hold to it, because in certain circumstances, depending on what it is and who it is and why it is, we have no problems with killing the whole city of people. So morals are subjective. Well, yeah, yeah, keeping it real. Yeah, that's why I says if people start shooting off their mouth about um, philosophy and have no idea what philosophy is. And like I said, sometimes a lot of brothers, that's why I know it's a gynocracy, because a lot of brothers they take their tip about logic from their women, because what he says is exactly what a woman would say. And somebody as emotional as that, thinking about morals, you can't go into war with a moral. Okay, you got to have a plan. You got to have an objective, and you got to know exactly. You have to count bodies, how many you're going to lose versus how many you're going to take. Okay, Sun Tzu is probably one of the greatest generals in history, right? The Art of War. A moral pragmatist from China. Okay, morals are created. There's only rules of engagement and rules of engagement and codes. Okay, warriors do have codes. There are codes that warriors go by and have. Okay, those are codes. But when you're on a battlefield and you're in the fight for your life, there is no moral. Okay, there's only objectives. The book of Five Rings. I never read the book of Five Rings. I did read. Oh, talking about the Sun Tzu, Suzin, Shuzin, or how would they pronounce his name? Emission drives action. Environment drives actions. Environment shapes morals. Hammurabi's law could only come out of the desert. It couldn't, it can't come in sub-Saharan Africa where there's plenty, where there's food of plenty. Your morals and your actions are actually derived inside your environment in the necessities of your objectives. Family Hammer talked about how almost every black female in the South had their virginity took by a white man. Probably so. Probably so. I wouldn't doubt it. That's and then they'd have the baby, and that's where the redhead stepchild comes from, right? Or the light skinned kid comes from. And then the black husband will have to raise it. So you can be, a white man could cuck a black husband at any time, just come in and rape his wife or have sex with his wife, and then he'd have to take care of the baby because the white man wouldn't. That the black mother's not going to send that mixed baby back to the white man, because that white man's not going to take that mixed baby into his household. It happens all the time. Most of your mixed children that are mixed, at least back in the day, got dumped into the black community for uh, for black men to take care of. So black men have been the white man's cuck for a very long time. So that's probably why in they acted out in porn to get over their guilt. It is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. We've been doing it for so long. So that's why I don't blame. Yeah, I'm trying to stay safe and healthy. That's why I don't blame young black men for not wanting to be stepfathers. I don't blame them. They should have a right to determine their outcome. They shouldn't be shamed into doing something they don't want, like that. Like the post, I think it was a Facebook post that's been going around where this pastor tried to get the single men to wife up the single women in the church, and they all walked out. I don't blame them. Now, if you decide to do it on your own volition, okay, you decide that you like that kid, you like that woman, and you're willing to take that woman and that kid under your protection and your guidance and share your resources. I have no problem with that. I have no problems with stepfathers. None. I have no problem with stepfathers at all. If that's what you decide to do and you're willing to take that risk and take on that burden, and you feel in your heart that's what that's the kind of mission you want to put yourself on, I ain't got no problem with it. I have none. But I don't think black men should be shamed into doing it. If young black men say they don't want women with children, I wholeheartedly agree with it. I accept it. I accept it, and I say, yeah, you should do exactly what you want to do. You shouldn't be shamed into doing something or serving something that you don't like. Okay, the Book of Five Rings. Yeah, Chinese are very, very, very pragmatic, and that's why I took the stance behind my teacher Craig Hewlett, my advisor Craig Hewlett, and from me actually studying how the Chinese move since like 1992 or something like that, right? And he said that the Chinese are amoral pragmatists. They only care about objectives, and their morals and their morals will shift, you know, in a sense, uh, according to what the objective is. And basically, they don't let morals or they don't let feelings, which morals, a lot of people actually substitute feelings for morals. Because if black people were really moral people, there wouldn't be any children born out of wedlock. Okay, you wouldn't. They wouldn't trap men into child support for kids they didn't want. If they were moral, black women and black men aren't. Black people aren't moral. We try to be. We try to be. We try to be moral, but um, and sometimes that I think we substitute our emotions for morality because our morals have shifted. Um, Having babies out of wedlock used to be immoral. It's not anymore. Having sex before marriage used to be immoral. It's not anymore. And a lot of these guys are talking about me that they're moral and they're loyal and all that kind of stuff is they're bullshitting. They're not. Chinese have a long term objective, and thing is, you don't know where they're going to be. You know, I have the sun soon in a minute. All right, little Fred. And Brittany Renner wouldn't it be popular? Busting out your man, your boyfriend's, not your husband, your boyfriend's windows because you think he cheated. Is that moral? Trying to run him over? Is that moral? Yeah, well, yeah, because they're untethered, and the society doesn't want to rein them in. It's actually hasn't collapsed. Okay, in fact, I was listening to Richard Wolff. They actually made their local payment, and they're getting ready to make their international payment next week. So they haven't collapsed. They actually made their payments. What's up, Mike? Well, I can't blame men for not wanting to take a raw deal, man. I can't blame them. If you don't need a wife, there's no reason to get married. I always said that. You're talking to me about the jab, about the jab. I've talked about it. I've never made a video on it. Uh, not about the health risk. I think Rodney and Nicole have done a pretty good job on basically giving you the rundown on the vaccines. What's up, Doc? I think that my thing is telling you what's getting ready to, in my opinion, what they're getting ready to try to do. Like I told you a year ago, even under Trump, Trump would have done this exact same thing, try to mandate a vaccine. Done the exact same thing. They got to qualify you. They have to certify you to get back to work in your regular life, and this is the only way they know how to do it. What's up, Low End Theory? First time meeting a black woman in Costa Rica. If she's in Costa Rica, she might be a little bit more open because most black women would never leave the United States. They'd be too scared. So if she's living outside the United States and she's an expat, she might be a little bit more open. She's not the standard black woman. Um, I think the closest equivalent for Greeks in Greek for pragmatism is Stoic. Stoics are pragmatic. Although, oh, there were a group of women and men. Okay, if they're expats and they're living outside the country, they're probably a little bit more open. They're probably a little bit more agreeable because it's the only way you're going to fit in. What's going on, Solar TV? They're gonna try to raise interest rates again. They tried it last time, but the banks couldn't handle it, so they lowered them again. So we'll see what happens this time. They and we when we think we're gonna be on the same page again. It's always a moving target. Yeah, stoicism is like what I call utilitarianism. They're almost the same thing. So somebody like Nietzsche is probably also a stoic. Little Fred, knock it off, man. Is NATO over? That remains to be. Every time we think NATO is over, um, they find a reason to keep it. So we don't know. I just talked about Evergrande. They just made their payments, so we have to wait and see. They made their minimum payments. If not, the Chinese government has enough money to bail them out. I wouldn't really worry that much about Evergrande. They don't owe that much money to where they can't be bailed out. Um, they did it for Deutsche Bank, and Deutsche Bank was, they have assets like $49 trillion, so nowhere near what Evergrande is. So I wouldn't even worry about Evergrande. The thing is that if Evergrande's having a problem, who else is having problems? That's the problem with something like Evergrande. But just keep an eye on it. They're raising their interest rates because they have to. There's probably a whole lot going on with the dollar and currencies and stuff like that. So everything's kind of muddled right now. They made a payment. I don't know which one. You have to go look it up. You guys got Google just like I do. Okay. Y'all have access to the internet just like I do. You ask me questions that you guys should be able to look up. Uh, you, you're waiting for a stock crash. Uh, Balancing act. We don't want to talk about it. There is no balancing act. Basically, this is almost like a fire sale. They just they just maxing out the credit card. Thoughts on Haitian immigrant situation? Okay, I don't know if no. It's too. It's a it's like it's too convenient. Okay, you got 30,000 Haitians coming up from South America, and you have all these countries they have to go through. They have to let them in across the border. So I don't know if it's a plan or just some freak accident. Because there's no way you can actually move 40 50,000 people, some 5 or 6 thousand miles up to the border of the United States, okay, without some kind of wink and nod, in my opinion, because they're not refugees, okay. They were actually had status in countries where they were, like Colombia, like Panama, uh Guatemala. They had already had status. They already had refugee status. Why they need to come up here as migrants? They're not refugees. They're migrants. They were working where they were at because they left Haiti and were accepted in another Latin American country. So um, there's something else going on. All of a sudden, after the Haitian president gets killed, and now you have all this. I don't know. Are they trying to put gain sympathy of the American people to let these people in? I don't know. You have to wait and see, because to me it's funny. To me, there's something funny going on. It doesn't make sense. You got another 20,000 Haitians come ready to trying to cross the Panama border on their way up here. So you got maybe 100,000 Haitians that want to come from Latin America to come up to the United States border. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're immigrants. They're not. They're not refugees, because the countries where they're at are not trying to send them back to Haiti. Okay, GRD, you're going to have to answer that question again because I'm not quite understanding you. But thank you for the cash app. Ask the question again because I don't quite get it since you're in the chat. It really has nothing to do with Colombia, because what I read, Colombia is not trying to kick them out. There's no country in Latin America is trying to kick them out. They're not trying to put them out. Okay, they've requested to leave. In fact, they're trying to get permission from. I think the last I heard, they're trying to get permission from um, Panama to cross the border into Panama, and then every border they have to hit, they have to ask permission to go forward, right? And then they got to ask, allow actually come all the way through Mexico and then to the border. So they have to go through 5 countries to get here. They're not kicking them out. They're not refugees. What is the status of the octane book? It's about 50% done. Yeah, Panama's okay. Panama's okay. Too many mosquitoes, but Panama's all right. No, they're not being persecuted. They're taking advantage. Whatever message they got, they're taking advantage of it. So I have a funny feeling that there's some kind of underground message that they were encouraged to come. We lost a lot of people. We lost like 700,000 people with COVID. So maybe this is them replacing those people. I don't know. They're not refugees. Okay, if they're coming from uh, Haiti, that would be different. These are not they're not coming from Haiti. They're coming from they're actually working in Latin America. It doesn't matter. They've been there for years. It hasn't. They didn't just get there. They've been there for years. I think I did a video maybe 5 years ago about Thunderbolt and Imprint. Thank you, Knight, for the Cash App. Appreciate you. Okay, you put okay from my okay. Oh, for blacks getting the jab. Okay, it's the same thing for everybody else. I mean, black people getting the jab, your risk are no greater or worse than anybody else, right? I know black people have a fear of white medicine, and because my sister just asked me about that because she where she works, they have federal contracts, and she's got to take it by, I think it's like November or something like that, November something. And she's trying to get an exemption. She's trying to get an extension. But everybody's going to have to take it eventually, or you're going to have to, or you're going to have to put a whole lot of pressure on your Congress to actually modify it. But black people, just like everybody else, you're going to have to take your shot. And what I don't like is they actually FDA actually approved it for children 5 and over to get the shot, which I don't like. I don't think I like any child underneath 12, younger than 12, actually taking a shot. But that's what they're going to have to do. In fact, my grandsons, okay, they're 7 years old. They go to the same school, and the whole second grade got shut down because the teacher came down with COVID. So it's going to be an issue, and this is their only way of that they know how to handle it. So black people, sometimes black people just you have to get over it, man. We're black, but we think we're a separate country. We're not. We're American, and we have to live, work, play, and shop in America, right? And these are going to be the rules. So you're probably going to have to get over it. Evidently not. Evidently not. It might be, but the thing is, no. To move that many people, it's got to be something more than that. It's not just a message that Biden is pro open borders. There's something else going on because this is the second time because they let the Venezuelans in the same way. So maybe but the Haitians think that they're going to let them in the same way that they do Venezuela. But if you're going to let them in, you could let the Haitians from Haiti in too. That's where it's going to get. The black people get convinced when yeah, I've seen that with the ships being backed up. They don't have enough. They don't have enough over the road truckers. That's the problem. It will, but the thing is, it's not a matter of if it will. It's just a matter of when. The only one I could recommend on, I think you have to go look at the collected works of Jung, of Carl Jung. Just do a search for Animus and Anima and Carl Jung. I think it wasn't a book, but I think it's part of a book. But he has it scattered all over the place. Trying to get the dose right. Trying to get the dose right. There's I think well, I might have to make a video about it because I've talked about it. Why and basically, Nicole actually did a video on it, and what she was saying is that um, the problem with children under 12, they don't have a mature enough um, they don't have a mature enough um, immune system. It's not mature enough. It's not grown, so it's riskier giving something like that to a young growing organism because they haven't fully developed. And since their immune system is so young, the younger you get, it's like just like a baby. You wouldn't give a baby just any old shot because their immune system is not mature enough. Same thing for a young child. And that's why they have to they have to find the right dose and to actually give the kid. And the problem is that children for this particular disease, children under 12 are at least at risk. The older you are, the more at risk you are. Well, no one less. It was 16, and then it got down to younger than 12. The thing is that the kids have to go to school, and they have to be certified to go to school, and that's the problem. Thank you, Pete, for the cash app. White people don't have enough power to refuse it for long. You know, if white people can't turn it down, neither can you. Uh, well, the thing is that I used to disagree with shots and kids getting immunized, but the thing is, a lot of childhood diseases like I got and it used to plague kids, we don't have anymore. So, like it or not, guess what? It should have shit must work because you eradicated all these diseases. So some of this shit must work. Okay. At the end of the day, after 50 years, I had to say it works. So I didn't like. I don't. I'm not a fan of immunization shots. But thing is, the stuff works. You eradicate a whole bunch of diseases that you don't even hear about anymore. Yeah, it's all over the world, man. It's crazy all over. If you were Chinese, you'd already have it. Yeah, a lot. Well, yeah, they're gonna have to do a lot of infrastructure work, which which they've ignored because they pumped all the money into the service sector. Yeah, yeah, you're gonna have a QR code. That's true. Yeah, I actually did a video on that, saying that's where they were headed, and the feds didn't like that too much. Appreciate you, Fred. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna, I'm taking my old ass down and wander on down there and get my jab. It's not that I'm scared of it. It's just, I don't have a reason to take it yet because, um, I don't, I was at the beach like a couple days ago, like the other day, and I remember it. Okay, I had my mask. I remember they'll say you haven't been vaccinated. You need to social distance because you got these people. Even though the beach was relatively empty, I made sure I didn't get close to people. There's always work for engineers. If engineers, if you don't do it here, there's work all over the world for engineers. We'll see. We'll see how well it works, GD. We'll see how well it works. Brandon, thank you for the oh, no one. Appreciate you for the cash app. I mean, it's the thing is that any other president, I say you have a much more leeway um, to maneuver. With this president, I've been telling you, with this president, I don't think you have much leeway because I don't. He's not trying to run again. The president not trying to run again is almost like a lame duck. Okay, so you have like a 4-year lame duck. He's probably not going to run again, and he's there to meet an objective, and so he doesn't really care about popular opinion, and he's shown that. He's shown that with the generals. He gave he gave the middle finger to the generals to get them out of to get us out of Afghanistan. Okay, he pulled back the missile launchers from Saudi Arabia, so he's willing to give people the finger. He gave France the finger by selling submarines to Australia. So he has an objective that's in mind. He doesn't care about anything else. So when he says something, take heed. And like I said that when he first got elected, this is not the president that you really want to mess with. This is not the president to take lightly. Your last president, you can say, he may change his mind in like 2 weeks, and he would. This guy is not that guy. Okay, he's been in there a long time. He's crafty. Okay, he knows the ins and outs, and he knows how to manipulate popular opinion. So you have to really keep a close eye on Biden. Okay, if you know, because you have to look for the fake, because you might be looking one way, but say look at the Haitians. You might think that Biden wants to export all the Haitians. Maybe, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, or maybe he's making this photo op so that you feel sympathy for these Haitians and allow them in. My personal opinion about the Haitians and the border is he wants to let them in, but he wants to build up sympathy for these Haitians so that you will let them in. That's just my personal opinion. I may be wrong, but that's just my opinion because it looks funny. No, he doesn't say any. He doesn't say very much. And by the time, by the time you look up, it's already done. Um, thing is, with these kind of deals, it takes about 5 or 6 months to know all the details. With Trump, is a little easier because Trump shot his mouth off all the time, but you don't have that kind of president. So you have to change the way you think of a president, change the way you look at a president, because he doesn't talk very much, and a lot of his stuff that he does is behind closed doors. Because a lot of stuff that we thought was really deal breakers and crises and stuff like that. Uh, Everybody gets all up in arms about it for 2 weeks and then it goes away. And then whatever happened behind the scenes is settled. And what we got upset about was nothing. Like look how many people talk about Afghanistan now? It's been 3 weeks. How much have you heard about Afghanistan? Everybody was all upset when they were pulling out. And for about a week, everybody was, oh, he's an idiot. Oh, he messed up. Oh, he's the worst president ever. And 2 weeks later, how much do you hear? Yeah, it's been one. That's the problem. If you really are trying to keep them across the border and push them back, um, why do you need a photo op? The Great Reset is already in motion. Okay, all COVID did was actually usher it in. It's in motion. The thing is, when will they push the button? No, there's no such thing as build back better. The thing is trying to, um, I'm gonna say, um, they're trying to figure out a way to actually implement it, because what you have now is crumbling. So if you know anything about the markets and what's going on, they're not doing this because they want to do this. You think what they had was actually running pretty well. They were actually content in keeping it. But the thing is that what you have now is crumbling. So how do you fix it? How do you reset the whole? What you need to do is clean off the old hard drive and reboot the whole thing and start fresh, because what you have is buggy. It's full of junk, and it's not working. It's crashing. So the thing is, you're gonna have to reset it. How do you reset it? Now it's not low ass attention spans. There's nothing happening. I'm not saying he's doing a good job or not. What I'm saying is that um, he's doing a different job. What you guys are upset with him about is not the important stuff. What him pulling troops out of Afghanistan, that should have happened like 10 years ago, right? Okay. A lot of stuff that he's doing. The thing is, what is he doing on the other end? Like the deal uh, with Australia, or trying to reinstate the TPP. Okay, what about the tax plans and stuff like that, and the IRS plans and going in your bank account? Nobody talks about those. Nobody talks about those, but we talk about other stuff that's not important. There's a lot of stuff that you could actually. Are we ready for it? No, no, we're not ready for a jubilee. He's a master of an okey doke. Okay, The thing is, he could put a banana in the tailpipe, and you guys will happily go right down the street, and then figure out why try to figure out why the car stopped. Yeah, you got to look at him a lot more closely. You just can't, jump off just because Fox News says something. You just can't jump out the window, man, because that's probably not the most important thing. I don't think it's a success. I think it was necessary. And in fact, it's probably as smooth as you could do it under the circumstances. And he put the Taliban on the hook. Now the Taliban has to come begging for money to keep the system running because there's no more money. So now now they have to come to they have to come to the table and basically bargain and with the West to actually keep the system that the United States had, all the money the United States pumped in, like $100 billion a year into this system. Now that's gone. There's the vacuum. And if you want to keep these people happy and not have to fight a whole bunch of civil wars because of this, then you're going to have to come to the table and do a bargain. So I don't think the Taliban is going to be as bad as people think, because now they're on that money tip. The Taliban is doing deals with China. They were doing deals with China even before the United States left. Uh, no, it's more than that. Okay, it's more than that. Be it just going down with the Biden Titanic. I don't really give a shit about one president or the other. Hey, you went down with the Trump Titanic. So where's your boy at? Where's your king at? Yeah, they probably are. That's the latest that I've seen. No, the equipment, yeah, but their equipment doesn't run well without spare parts. The Black Hawk helicopters, man, those things have to be babied, and if they're not babied, they'll fall out of the sky. So unless the Chinese can make parts for them, and then if the Chinese can make parts for them, then the Taliban can actually use it to actually run the country, because they have to defend themselves from what ISIS and other people. So the Chinese won't be using the IMF or the World Bank. World Bank is probably going to go away within 20 years, I predict. Uh, I want to all you Trump fans. Where's your king? I think they'll let him back. If somebody like Trump doesn't need Facebook or Twitter, all he's got to do is find a camera. Somebody will stop and hear what he's got to say. No, I don't think so. I don't think. I think the Chinese have more than enough money to shore it up. Look at all the banks we bailed out. We're still bailing out. Why is Tommy Sotomayor still hating on Kiss? Because Kevin is making more money. When you tell a man's child you're not proving in line, you tell him that the world. And well, I got one thing to say: bullshit. Because China's going to implement its own version of those entities. That's why I think it's going to go away in 20 years. Just like the United States replaced the World Bank, and the IMF came up with the actually came up with the Bretton Woods with the United States in 1940, I think 47, I think it was. I got to go back and look at it. But thing is, if the dollar dominance is going to go away, then probably I would suspect Chinese will actually implement their own version of the IMF and the World Bank. It's always China, reverse engineering. China's been doing it for like 30 years, so they're exceedingly good at reverse engineering? Um, because we fall for it like simps. That's why. That's why they say it, because we'll fall for it. Oh, baby, you didn't have to mess with that white man. We'll be better. You know, get the fuck out of here. Who does not have ready cash to function? Oh, talking about Afghanistan? Yeah, that's true. Do you think Dems will push for the next election? You can't tell this early out. You got to wait for the midterms. You'll be able to tell after the midterms. Way too soon to even. I don't even think about the next election, next presidential election, until the midterms, because you will always be wrong. Yeah, I thought it was about 47 or something like that. It's in the book Gold, Dollars, and Power. I just haven't read it in such a long time. Yeah, he's dropping it for a different class segment of men. Got to remember, when Kevin is talking, he's not talking about all men. He's talking about a certain class of men, the top 10%, the talented tenth, as it were. Yeah. Well, I had to go back and look for it myself because it didn't make sense. I said, I know the Haitians didn't swim no 3,000 miles to the border of Mexico. Okay, I wondered what's happening. They're not refugees, and that's the biggest thing I actually came across. Let's see. I think I saved it in my Evernote. Let me see. Let me see. Let me pull up my Evernote and let me see. I do believe I saved it. Do believe I saved the article. I should have looked. I asked the question. I should have went and looked for myself because it was there. So I didn't follow my own advice. The advice I give everybody else. Google it. Google's your friend. And I didn't Google it. Let's see. Let's see. It's a couple days ago. Where is it? Well, you see what basically Governor Abbott is sending 100 cars down to the border. Okay, let me see. Let us see. Let us see. Let us see. Let us see. Let me pull this over. Uh, let's see. I guess we can read a little bit of it. I'm sure you guys. Okay, let me go full screen. This is from USA Today. Uh, Del Rico migrant crisis. How did so many Haitians end up at the U.S. border? Okay. Okay, they were encamped at the Rio Grande, and da, 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 da. Okay, after the 2010 earthquake, a lot of Haitians were displaced, right? So they left and they moved to South and Central America. So they've been down there. They were building stadiums for the World Cup and the Olympics in Brazil. Um, they were doing all. The Haitian migration was a solution to the labor problem. They were granted work visas for 2014. They were also able to obtain permanent residency. See, look at that. Look at this. They're permanent residents. They're not refugees. They're able to obtain permanent residency for humanitarian crisis. A lot of these people can actually send back to where they came from. Other countries welcome Haitians migrants, including Venezuela and Chile. And in Chile, Haitian population jumped in 2017. There were 64,000 Haitians in Chile, with an estimated 100,000 a year later. But after the Olympics, the need for cheap labor expired. Haitian migrants are pushed out of Brazil, said Gabriela Apollon. The exodus of fleeing country can attribute to staggering increase in human rights violations, Haiti says. Yeah, that's what they said. Oh, fleeing the Haitian country. That's what they say. Okay, Chilean government refused to give them visas. So they're basically, a lot of them are not, you know, uh, they want to leave Haiti. What they're doing, they're leaving Haiti, going to South America, and then trying to come up the border. It's a roundabout way to get to America. Okay, they can't even be deported to Mexico because under international law, you have to be deported to the country of which you have legal residence, or a country that's willing to accept you. And right now, they're trying. What Biden's trying to do is send them back to where they came from. And so, likely, none of those countries are willing to accept migrants because of their status. For weeks, migrants have freely crossed the Rio Grande from Mexico. Okay, some of them, in other words, some of them are already here. They just started. I guess it got to the point where it's just too many, and they started blocking them. In fact, Mexico blocked entry into the city, and they're going to start deporting Haitians. So it's not just us deporting them. Mexico's going to start deporting them. So they're not. So a lot of these people have didn't come from Haiti. They have been in Latin America for 5 to 10 years. So, and you look at the way they're dressed. They're not poor. They're not poor. They're not squalid. They're not ragged. They're very well dressed. So that's what I found out. So they're not poor. So the thing is that what made them all of a sudden this year just to make this whole trek up, up the coast, up the of the Isthmus of Panama into Mexico. And why did Mexico let them through? So it's funny to me. I think Biden's going to let a lot of these cats in. They're on a bus headed to Florida. Some of them have already been here. And once, basically, if you're a Haitian, right, you're black. Once you get into the United States, it's going to be kind of hard to actually, once you mix in with the black people, it's going to be kind of hard to spot you. Very easy to spot Latino. But for a black person, Haitian, how do you tell a Haitian from a regular black person? You can't. Well, the thing is, we're going to have to wait for all the cookie crumbs to drop. Because I just something stinks to me. It doesn't make sense. What's going on does not make sense. Anyway, any other questions? I'll go President. Yeah, I can always use cash apps. Thanks, Go Professor. But that's just my opinion because it doesn't make sense because they've been down there for some of these people have been down there for 10 years, and some of them do have resident visas. Not all Haitians are short, and Haitians come in all different colors. Like my the guy that works on my appliances, he's Haitian, and he's Haitian mixed with Chinese, and he's not short. Okay, well, it's not actually the world population is actually shrinking. If it wasn't for Africa, the population of the globe would actually shrink. All right, folks. Yeah, hit the like button. We got 276 watching, and we got 160 likes. Hit the like button. Donate a like. It's not going to hurt you. What and why that Gabby? Because she's white. Because she's white. I don't know why you even ask. Because she's white. She's a 21-year-old white girl. Because she's white, and her boyfriend killed her and left her in wherever he left her. Right. So it should be pretty much standard. I think they're looking for him. They actually want to know what he did. Everybody's curious. Any more questions? Let's see. We've been about an hour. We'll go about 10 more minutes, answer a couple more questions, then I'll drop the link, see if anybody wants to talk for the last hour or so. Let's see what else is there. Young word girl. Yeah. Well, yeah, because she's white. What's the majority of the country? They're white. You have a white feminist country. You have a so-called abusive boyfriend, even though the traffic stop, he had marks on him and she didn't. Now they said he slapped and punched her, and a white woman that's been slapped and punched is gonna have a mark. I'm sorry, a sister may not, but a white woman that's been slapped or punched is gonna have a mark somewhere. So they said she's a little off. I think she's a little off. But the thing is, two volatile people don't need to be number one, don't need to be together, and number two, they don't need to be off in the middle of nowhere together. So I think something happened and they fought, and he left her. So he might not be alive anymore. Well, there's plenty of white women around. You just got to go to the right states. You'll find one. If and during COVID, they might be looking for you. Go to New York City. You probably find one on the street for a couple of bucks. Yeah, that's what it looked like. That's how come they let them go. I don't know. If there's something in her system, then they'll find it when they do the autopsy. Yeah, he's in for it. I think he's done. If he's still alive. Anacetus, appreciate the cash app. Chemistry, appreciate the cash app. Well, I guess most black guys are really not that into white girls. They're really not. Toya, appreciate you. In fact, I think I might share that one. Donovan Sharp, he actually did a video with this other chick, Just Pearly, that does a lot of Kevin Samuels reactions, and she actually has a black boyfriend. Actually, talking about um, can a white woman still date they still date white men if they know she's had a black boyfriend. Interesting. It was actually a really interesting topic. It's. I mean, if that's what you like, that's what you like. I'm all for black men choosing what they like. That's the best woman for him. That's what SYSBM is supposed to be about, right? Choosing the best woman for you. I think white women are in this country are a lot of trouble. Lloyd, appreciate you. I think in a white dominated society, I think white women are way too much trouble, man, for me. Yeah, they might have because where they said he ran, I wouldn't take the parents' word for it though. Um, I think it's easier to deal with a non a woman of color than it is with a white woman. If you really want to get away from black women, I say uh, run into a white woman unless you got the right one and you know what you're doing. I wouldn't mess with one. I give me a Latina or Asian or something like that, man. I wouldn't mess with a white girl. Unless she's doing a lot for you. I told my son this, right? My son and my nephew this. Unless a white girl is really 10 toes down for you in your corner and doing something for you, don't even mess with her. It's way too much trouble. Sir Spain, thank you, sir. Lloyd, thank you. I mean, if Donovan Sharp will tell you the same thing, you got to be prepared for if you're going to date white women because you're gonna get headaches. Getting stopped by cops is going to be an adventure if you got a white woman in your car. Going to certain places is going to be different. You know, it's going if you have a white woman with you. Being in a black dominated area and with a white woman, you're gonna get problems. So being with a white woman is a lot more issues. So my son does it. He dates Latinas. We'll show up with a Latina. Nobody's really gonna say anything. They say, "Oh, okay, she's Latina," and they say, "Ah, okay, forget it," and they'll walk on. Okay, she's not white, but that angst between white and black, and you're a black man, just because they got rid of the miscegenation laws doesn't mean that you're not a mark. And all those old attitudes are still have actually evaporated because they haven't. So basically, if you know how to handle a white girl, go for it. But the thing is, know what you're doing if you're gonna have go with date a white girl. Yeah, well, yeah, you're in the Netherlands. That's different. You're not in America. Yeah, yeah. I think his wife was white, so it's a different beast. And personally, I wouldn't recommend it. I was just saying for me, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't if you're gonna date a white woman, make sure it's outside the country, man. You don't want to try to date a white woman here. Yeah, to me, it's just too many problems, and especially in certain states. Okay, you don't want to try to date a white girl in the Bible Belt because you're asking for trouble. Yeah, Latinos at least season their food. If that would be a Latina would be my second choice. Mixed women are considered black. My son, he married a mixed woman. So, and when we ask her what she is, she always says black. She doesn't say mixed. Fire Rice Krispies. Y'all ain't shit. DC, what up, man? What you can date any woman that you want. The thing is that you got to qualify for for her culture. If you flat broke, man, get you a Latina. That's what I would say. If you're flat broke, you don't want to date a black woman, get you a Latina. She will work with you. As long as you're willing to work your way out of it, she'll be in your corner. See it all the time. Get you a woman, a nice little chunky chick from Guatemala because they come from a poor country, so they don't all that other stuff. They don't really they don't really that other stuff doesn't bother them. They'll take you for pennies on the dollar. That or a Filipina. Uh, Puerto Rican women actually they're 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 mixed. Okay, Puerto Ricans are a different thing. Okay, depends on where you meet. You get them from Puerto Rico, that's different. You get them from New York, they're black. Dating a Puerto Rican woman is like dating a black girl with a Spanish name. You, in the M, where's the M? You talking about Maryland? Yeah, you might get looks about dating a Latina, but thing is, if a cop pulls you over, he's not likely to go ape shit on you. You don't eat chunky sauce. You might. You lying and you eat chunky sauce, LaShawn. Shut up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Secondary. Yeah, they're a decent choice. You get if you get a good one. Don't get one of those predatory Filipinos. Though. Got to make sure that you check her out. Because my brother, he's married to a Filipino. They've been married 35 years. They've been married for 35 years. So if you're gonna get an Asian, I would say Filipina. Start with Filipina, Thai, and then Japanese. It's different. The Chinese, Korean. If you're black, I would say I'd avoid Koreans. Anyway, so we've been a little over an hour. I guess I'll drop the link because we don't want to stay too long. Any last questions? And seeing an uptick in swirlers. Talking about in the manosphere. You know what? I am all for swirlers trying to go out and competing because if they can outcompete those white girls for those white men, I have to give them props because them white girls compete and them white girls fight dirty. So if them sisters can go out and compete them white girls, I have to tip my hat to them. Yeah, if you find a good one, you find a good one. I said if I would start with the Filipinos and actually work my way up. Brazil, yeah. If you're gonna live there, Ghanaians, once they get here, they have a pretty decent sized Ghanaian faction that have been here in the United States for a while. So, but Ghanaians are okay. Yeah. It depends. Because the COVID is going to level out this economy, so you can get a lot more people competing for a certain group of men. Because uh, this Filipino chick, she's got a channel called the Filipino P, and she's talking about, hey, Filipino, oh, Fitness Mom, appreciate you, baby. I appreciate you 1,000. Filipino Fitness Mom need to drop some marriage game, man, on some of these chicks. Because a lot of these chicks don't know how to treat a husband. They don't know how to be a wife. And Fitness Mom gave a lot of good tips on how to support. Okay, y'all up? Let's see what else is up there. I said the main thing hindering black women from dating out is the simple fact that non-black men don't want black kids for the most part. No, actually, the main hindrance from black women dating out is their attitude. Not it's not the children. Not the children. You don't. Dating doesn't mean, and sex doesn't mean kids. So it's really not even dating. Black women been dating white guys for the longest, man. In fact, that's why my last video actually clipped it out again. I mean, it showed you the black women having children for Latinos and white men.
What's up, everyone?
Huh? What's up, Z?
Hey, what's going on, BGF?
What's up, AB?
Oh, not much. Learn a new programming language.
Oh, which language you learning?
F sharp.
F sharp. I never heard that one.
It's pretty much
It-
Microsoft's functional language.
okay.
You heard of functional programming?
Not familiar with it. haven't looked at it in a
It's
long time. What's it derived from?
it's a new concept, really.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Where a lot of stuff you do is built-in functions.
Okay.
It's just it's a different way of programming.
It's not is it text or object oriented?
Uh,
We have a lot of containers and stuff like that.
yeah, it's actually based on functions. It's more there's a
Okay.
little bit of object-oriented programming in it, but
Uh huh.
it's based on functional programming. It's just a
So
different.
so what's the upside versus the other stuff?
Uh, you have a it's easier to do complex calculations in a certain container
Uh huh.
where nobody can where your user can't really mess with it.
So in other words, more secure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, well, what kind of where do you see it most the most use case for F sharp?
Definitely math calculations,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still playing with it, but I've already integrated with my current C sharp library.
Okay. Okay.
You just got to know. You just got to know how each which language does what. You have to.
Okay.
You
So
have to
so
go.
so so, so it's most useful for making functions or making certain applets that go inside of another program. Say if you write the main program in C sharp and you want to like a math calculation or certain
Yeah,
certain
this is where I would
okay.
put in. I would write it in F sharp, most
Oh, you write
definitely.
in F sharp and then port it over to into your
You
C
see,
sharp program as a
yeah,
container. Yeah, okay,
yeah,
as a function. Okay, instead of code.
yeah. Instead of a class, because C sharp is mostly
Mm-hmm.
object oriented
Mm-hmm.
programming system, and well, you can still technically do what you do in F sharp, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just written a little bit differently.
Okay, so it's a lot easier to actually write functions and stuff like that in F sharp because that's what it's
Yes,
designed for. Okay.
that's what it was designed for.
Okay. So basically, so you could actually say write a function or write a certain function, containerize it in F sharp, and then port it to Java or Python or
Um,
something like that, and then
yeah,
and
actually,
just
there are some. I haven't.
as a function.
Yeah, I haven't looked it up, but there is a compiler for
Uh huh.
JavaScript. Believe it or not, I didn't know that till yesterday when I was doing research on it.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
But I caught on pretty quickly. It's just a different way of writing logic out.
Okay. So basically, what I'm hearing from you is it's basically for not for necessarily writing a whole, say like a whole program. It's actually there for writing certain functionality
Yes,
quicker, and then included it into a larger program.
pretty much. Yeah,
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. That makes sense.
yeah. I wouldn't write whole application. Well, I could, but
Yeah,
I would.
it's not what it's designed for.
Yeah,
Everybody's lost.
I know. But well, I do want to hear a question Rodney asked a little bit earlier. I think you probably missed it.
Okay,
Mitch, I already know what your answer is going to be. Mitch McConnell talking about he's going to let the U.S. default on his debt. I already know what the answer is going to be.
it's bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody knows their paymasters are not going to let them do that. That is not going to happen.
Well, yeah, because they have riots in the streets. The thing is, what are they asking for? Basically, when it comes up to something like this, the Democrats do it too. But what are they
I know.
asking for? If you want to get the budget passed, that means they want to do some backroom deals. So what are they asking for? I think a lot of that has to do with the tax program that's actually that Biden is actually trying to get into. Like he
That three
wants
point
to.
five trillion.
No. Well, embedded is IRS code where they can actually track anything. Like at this point, IRS doesn't look at anything under $5,000, right? So the bank doesn't have to report it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they want to lower that to like $600.
Mm.
and a lot of conservatives, the fiscal conservatives, actually looking at it. They don't like that. So I don't think that will pass. I think that's one of the things that will actually push out. So I think that's a lot of that, a lot of stuff that Biden wants. I think they're going to have to negotiate on. He probably knows that too. So we'll see.
So that's what's that about. Okay.
Yeah, there's some, and the thing is that a lot of the stuff that's going on is buried in details, and some people have, because they don't like Biden, they've dug it out and actually put it on Front Street. So what um
They sure don't like them. They showed them pictures of them border agents on horseback. I was
I
like,
think
what?
I do believe that the border agents and stuff like that is
You think it's a
I
photo
think
op?
I think it's a photo op. I think this is a misdirection, but we'll have to see what happens when they come back up,
Either that or
when
somebody gonna get
in a couple
fired.
of weeks. I don't think anybody's gonna get fired because it's just too clean,
Too
man. You
convenient.
Mhm.
too
Convenient.
convenient, man. All these
Mhm.
pictures of
Mhm.
these people at the border and stuff like that, and my thing is how do you go through like 5 or 6 countries to
Mhm.
get to the border of the United States without
Yeah, that is
somebody,
suspicious.
yeah,
Without nobody.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's
like
going on,
like
Carl?
like Panama won't let any more of them cross right now. So there's like 20,000 more ready to cross
And
Panama
by the
to get.
way,
Go ahead. What's up?
BGS, just to
What's
let you
up?
know, how do you pick out a Haitian in America? Look
Hmm.
at the souped up Prius.
You ain't shit, Charles.
uh,
I feel attacked. Look at you. Look at you. Just walked in the door talking shit.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. That's what I
Oh
do. That's what I
man.
do often. And by the way, AB, I learned the new fucking code myself. It's called FU because you're not that sharp. You know,
Oh
that's
wow.
that's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
What do you?
looked at that Haitian crisis and I said,
Uh,
number one, I'm going to put it to you this way. They're here to replace the workers and the people we lost because
probably
one,
so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
you need labor and they're a good labor force. Two, they're urged and they probably were talking to people in the Central America to say, hey, we could get you across and it's a good
Hmm.
time to come because you know they're going to do with the Afghans. How
Yeah.
many Afghans we going to bring over here? How many
I don't know.
Haitians? How many Hispanics?
It could
And
be.
they're
Mm.
going to fit it. And remember, a lot of these government, a lot when you bring these people over, they're going to be basically, is what I like to call the babysitter class because they're going to have to be nurtured into Americanism. So
Yeah.
they're going to be getting a lot of the houses because remember the housing market's kind of wonky.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
since a lot of people are probably going to be set out, you got to fill the void.
Mm-hmm.
There's no vacuum in government, by the way.
No
You
vacuum
don't
in
want
government.
you don't
Oh.
want a vacuum in government.
Hmm.
but
What?
there's
What? The thing is that
I'm gonna
I
ask you
knew
a
they.
question after this, BJS.
Huh?
I'm gonna ask you a question after this. Go ahead.
Go okay. With the Afghanis, they did the same thing with the Koreans. They did the same thing with the Vietnamese. Okay, if you have allies that you lose a war, you bring them home with you. You don't leave them there.
Hmm.
So that's just standard. And that the Afghanis are actually going to come. Hey, you bombed their country for 20 years. Okay, your allies that were with you, got to bring them home. That's
yeah,
standard.
you know, it's called manners.
Yes.
Hey, that interpreter guy. Hey,
Yeah.
Ahmed, you trying to come home? Remember that shit I called you? Yes,
Well.
yes, yes. I would love to see
Mm,
Hooters.
hmm Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, BJS.
Uh huh.
The thing about they're trying to the taxing and trying to lower it down to check people's accounts after over $600.
Hmm.
I was hearing from other clubs like they from other social medias talking about all right, this is something that they already finalized when I was listening to the
No,
clubs.
it's not.
And I'm thinking, and I'd ask a tax expert and to say no, they're talking about, but nothing has been finalized.
It's been finalized. No.
So I'm thinking,
Hmm.
say, why are you pushing a scare on their social media, which has not even been finalized? Like they're gonna really push through and say, if you have $600, we're gonna start investigating.
Because it's in the bill. Okay, it's in the
Okay.
bill. So if you don't pay attention to it, guess what's going to happen?
I mean, I know.
So do you want to try to get it out after it's in, or you want to try to stop it before it gets in?
I mean, a lot of people aren't paying attention now, so they probably gonna try to stop that.
Exactly. That's why you talk about it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is this: if they had to start go to that drastic from 5K to 600, that tells you this dollar and this collapse is only the inevitable. At this point.
I've been telling you that for years. But the thing is that I told you that, and at the beginning of the year when the digital yuan actually happened with China, and they kicked all the Bitcoiners out there. China feels that they're ready, and they feel ready to actually be able to accept digital payments, whereas they used to depend on the dollar for it. So you're going to have competition, and you're going to have this slow switch. And a lot of people are saying the same thing. Thing is, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. The thing is, it's time to look. You know, you're ahead of the curve. Let's put it that way.
So my thing is this: that's hustling, like stripping stuff, that getting money over fist, and again, and they gotta put that shit in account unless they know some way to wash that without them putting it noticing. Because I hear
usually it's called college, but go ahead.
It's going to be very hard to wash it, because if the IRS is going to get access to a lot of the bank's books electronically, so the banks will have to report that stuff at a certain point. So they're gonna have a lot of I don't know exactly how much, but a lot of internal access to your banking accounts. So that's what he wants. So we don't know exactly how much control or oversight of your banking accounts he's gonna get, or the government's gonna get.
Well, it better be more than $600. $600, you can't. That means anybody that's doing the hustle, you're gonna be. It's gonna be much more struggle now to have an account now, because now just by throwing over that, you're just getting red flags.
Well, the thing is, we don't. It's not necessarily a red flag. It's just that the IRS. In other words, if you have money in the bank, you can't just take it out cash at anything over $600. So basically, they're going to track it, and basically, it's going to be red flags by the computers, because you have AIs now, so they can actually, they don't have to have people sitting there watching it. So
if notice what they're doing in a lot of these places like Workday. I fucking hate Workday. It's not made for police or firefighters, because we work weird ass hours. So let's notice what they're doing with Workday. You got to put in manually your days off, or at least request your days off. Because before you would have to write a slip. Now it's like, hey, Workday, and they're doing everything computerized. So hey, guess what? Wait a minute. What's that $5,000 bonus you got there, boy? Oh, that was from overtime. Wait a minute. According to this, you were in Florida. How the hell were you doing overtime? You may you may think I was joking, but that actually happened.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get by, man. To make you more poor and poorer as the days decades go by.
But here's a very important question for you, BGS. Scotch or cognac?
Cognac. Unless it's Glenlivet.
I got a couple of bottles of Glenlivet. Not even the well, I got a couple of bottles of XO too. You know, shit.
You selling it, Charles?
I thought you were a cognac man anyway.
I know, but Scotch been kind to me as well. You know?
Yeah, if you know, I think Scotch is like a rich man's drink.
Oh yeah.
To get good Scotch, you got to have some money.
Yeah, you did.
You know,
that's why I told her. That's why I told this one chick. I was like, you couldn't afford my drinking and my cigar bill.
Can't afford this, your spilt liquor, huh?
Spend more money on spilled liquor than what you made.
Chaos. When Chaos was speaking, all I kept on thinking is it's really shoebox money season for real now. All the people with the little hustle.
I don't know that's gonna work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be dope boy season. You're gonna be having mattresses, extra plush.
No, it's
pillows,
scam
extra
season,
stuff.
Charles. You in Baltimore, I'm in Miami. You know it's scam season. It's been scam season for like the past 15 years.
Like Omar, winter is coming.
Hey yo.
Omar.
Hey,
No,
yo.
you gotta say no. We gotta teach you how to do it correctly.
Okay,
Hey,
go ahead.
yo.
Hey, yo.
Hey,
Is that
yo.
what he? Is that what he's saying? He says, "Yerp." Hey, yerp.
Hey, yo. It rolls off your tongue like, hey, yo. Like I
It
better
takes me.
stop before
I
motherfuckers
got.
start like,
I have to channel my inner Negro to actually say it right.
yeah. You got to do your
But
inner nigga.
you
You
gotta
know.
say it wrong. You gotta say winter's coming. Winter's coming.
No, winter's already here. It's not
I know.
coming. It's already here.
Winter is here, man. I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
what. I've had so many.
Oh yes, it's
You know
supposed
what's
to
a
say, yesterday's
goddamn
supposed to say,
shame?
Hold on, Chaos. Go
It's a
ahead, Charles.
goddamn shame because now technology has given the Faulkner man new weapons and new ammo. It's called Facebook Dating Net.
Oh
Man,
shit!
yeah, I saw that shit. I ain't tried that.
man,
They keep trying to get me. I'm like, I don't want. I don't. I'm not interested. Go away.
I'm
I wish.
interested. Some of them bitches are bad.
I
Charles,
wish.
how
I
many
wish.
of
I
them
wish.
bitches was big
I wish I
tits?
had that sound bite that Kevin used. Hey, big head.
Let me say,
Hey, big
hey, big
head.
head.
Man,
Hey, big head.
my skin crawls every time I hear that, man. Like shit, who is
I
that?
was,
Charles,
I was like, yo, I was on the floor the first time I heard that because I was like, how'd you know
Damn.
that bitch sound like that?
No, like Charles, how'd she find me?
How'd
Right.
she find me?
How
No,
how'd
literally,
she find me?
It was one chick. I didn't smell her pussy in 6 years.
Hmm.
She literally found me on Facebook Messenger and asked, "Hey, you single? Yeah. You still looking? Yeah." I visited one chick Saturday on her birthday.
Hmm.
The first thing she did while drunk was grab my dick. I'm like, well,
Hmm.
hello to you
Mhm.
too.
you got Donald Trump. You got Donald Trump. You got Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You got grabbed by the pussy.
Say, I could be
Hey, they won't have to worry about that. She can grab you by the dick. Like,
yeah, I can't be an American president. Well, yes, I
worry
could.
about that. She can grab you by the dick.
No new taxes and no old bitches. Mm-hmm.
You got to vet. You got to vet all these chicks now, man.
Mhm.
You know, you got to separate the lions from the lambs, man. You
Mm-mm.
don't want a predator. The wolves in sheep's clothing, as they say.
That's why you become a lion. That's why I said on my live stream earlier, man. Nowadays, see, a lot of you men don't realize the ball's in your court. The burden of performance is no longer on black men; it's on black women. Like,
Hmm.
first, if you want a first date, either she paying or she cooking. Fuck all
Hmm.
that.
Mhm.
If you don't, next.
Yeah,
Next.
I remember
Next.
one of my exes, man. She came home with a bunch of collectible figures.
Hmm.
I went to my knees and cried.
Hysterical.
I was like, He Man, how did you know?
She gets me, huh?
Mhm.
Well, that's what I was trying to stress the day before yesterday. Is like, yo, the world is changing, and some of the ways we think about some of these things, they're just not going to survive the 21st century. They're not even surviving 20 years into the 21st century, right? And like, I don't know, I'll agree with BGS and Charles. Like the world is changing. People still talking like we're in 1970 something, but we're in 2020, and I think a lot of people don't know like the man
Hmm.
woman relationship and the dynamics and who's betting who and who's chasing after who. Man, like Charles say, if you're a $50,000+ a year brother, if they're not chasing after you, it's something wrong.
I'm gonna tell you what, if you make $50,000 or $60,000, women ought to kiss your ass. And they're going to. Oh, trust me. Oh, they going to. I had one chick talk about, I need space. I'm trying to finish my PhD. I
Hmm.
said, uh-huh. You know what I told her? I said, okay, I'll see you when you're done. She
Hmm.
was like, what you mean? Should have got me when I was cheap. Next time you come around,
Hysterical.
the
Price is
price is gonna
going
be
up.
high. The
Yeah.
price going up.
Yeah.
Like prom dresses, my price going up.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hey, what happened when your ideology runs into the wall? That's called reality.
Now,
It's called
I actually put it on my last video right at front, right? Richard Feynman. Okay, doesn't matter how beautiful the theory is, doesn't matter how smart you are. If
Mhm.
it doesn't If it doesn't agree with the experiment, it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care about what your ideology is. If it doesn't jibe with reality, it's wrong.
If 2 + 2 don't equal 4, then you fucked up.
You fucked up. You got to go
I'm gonna
back and
tell.
check your math.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what it is and what it ain't. And by the way, BGS, if you want to look at a movie, you have Disney Plus, right?
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah.
Go to What If #6. If What If
Uh,
Killmonger rescued Tony
I,
Stark, and
I I saw it. I saw it.
you'll see pragmatism in all its glory.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would hate to
More,
play chess against that motherfucker.
well, the thing is, you don't want to play against somebody that's been plotting for 20 years.
Oh yeah.
He's been
And
plotting for 30 revenge for 30 years,
you got
and
to
you
think
don't
about
see him coming.
it. Yeah, that's what a lot of chicks say, but I never mind. That's a dirty joke. But anyway,
It is a dirty joke.
and it's funny because I looked at the whole thing. I had to look at it again.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this son of a bitch played everybody against anybody.
Yeah,
Sure did.
he been sitting and waiting he's been sitting waiting like a spook for
Yeah,
20 years.
and
Remember the movie Spook that Sat by the Door?
looks as well. Yeah,
Yeah, same thing.
I,
He's been
I've
plotting
told
for 30 years.
I told a lot of motherfuckers. I said they be like, why don't you run after people anymore and chase them down? Before I got hurt, I said, you know
Mm-hmm.
why? Because one, you get smarter. It's not if you can't. There's a lot of guys after 20 years can still chase down motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. Why run when I could walk to your house? I could walk to your granny's house. I got 20 to 25 years to catch you. Time is on my side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing when I looked at the Killmonger thing. When you want to talk about pragmatism, you didn't give a fuck who was hurt, how they were hurt, how they were killed. If you were in the way, you were expendable. What's the old saying? It's better to be in the devil's side than in his path.
That's true. Mr. Z, I think you got something in the back chat.
It's called "Fuck You and Your Prius."
Where'd he go? All right.
Yeah. Oh no. Damn.
He might be busy. He might be working.
Man, that motherfucker don't work.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Yeah, he's working. He does what you do. He's working. He's probably in his car working.
No, I'm pressure cleaning actually.
See, I told you. See, Jamaica's got 1 billion jobs. Haitian's got 1 billion excuses with one.
Hysterical.
Oh, shit. I was just looking at the pragmatism, and I was listening to you when you were talking about morality and warfare, and and it's funny how we're in such a culture where we're not privy into warfare. We're always taught this kinder, gentler bullshit unless you're brought up in that type of family or you went to a military boarding school or something like the Citadel or the West Point or the Annapolis, down in Annapolis at the Naval Academy, or Colorado with the Air Force Academy. A lot of people are not brought up in warfare like other countries are. Like you're not. It's volunteer. You're not forced. You don't have to do it. But once you in there, you're in there, and you understand that. On paper, we got to say that we have morals and we're better than these people, but nobody wanted to mention that when we were in Afghanistan and Iraq, to catch a bunch of these terrorists, we had to beat the shit out of people, quote unquote, behind closed doors. You know, what would you rather do? It's better to ask. It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. You had an army colonel when I was over there. In my opinion, he should have got a medal, and I believe he got it. He fired a shot into a blank wall, into a reinforced wall, and scared the fuck out of the guy. He gave all this information about an attack to a convoy and saved at least about several hundred soldiers' lives. But they wanted to play like, oh, he was mistreating this motherfucker, but behind closed doors, he's a fucking hero.
They probably did. They probably did in public. They kind of reprimanded him, but a year later, he's getting a promotion.
Yeah, because people don't understand when even in the police department, if people say, "Well, fuck the police, fuck the police." I remember the Baltimore riots. People were holding signs. There's a picture of me if you can find it on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's a chick trying to be fashionable. Has a sign that says "fuck the police" while she's at her barricade.
Mm-hmm.
That same nappy ass chick came right back running. Can you help us? There's a fire in the building three blocks away.
Well,
Pick a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you had the same officers y'all were trying to throw bottles of piss on was rescuing motherfuckers out of a burning house. I mean, what are we? Are we the enemy, or we just the closest thing you could yell at?
Yeah, you're like the authority figure. It's the closest thing to yell at. It's
So
like
you
you
take
like
it
you
in stride.
I hate daddy or I hate mommy
you're
until you're
wrong,
hungry
Daddy.
or you need something. Yeah, yeah.
You're wrong, Daddy. But Daddy, can you take me to the mall real quick?
Right.
Mm-hmm. I
Mm,
need something. You need something now. I thought I wasn't your
mm, mm.
friend.
It's like today. I was like, wait a minute, y'all don't want to wash the dishes. Well, motherfuckers gonna have to pack their bags. Guess what happened today? Them dishes. How do you make a cast iron pan sparkle?
It's a
Some of
good
the most
question.
amazing shit. When you when you give motherfuckers an ultimatum, miracles happen, don't they?
Yeah, it's either this or the street.
Well,
Sure. And it's like, look, like they were like, well, but coach, I don't give a shit. Do you know how much money I have to put into this bitch? Like, till you gotta kick out money and you go into your pocket and you pull out something other than skin and lint, then shut the fuck up. So, what is today's pragmatism lesson that you need to teach the masses?
Well, there was a certain gentleman. I'm not going to call his name out because I know he wants a little publicity. I'm not ready to give it to him yet. He was talking about amoral pragmatism is cowardice.
How?
He
That's
said it's too much compromise, and you're actually killing the warrior spirit. That's what he was trying to say.
no, you're.
uh,
Is
Big
is
J,
he
hold on.
special?
Yeah, Big Yes. I somewhat disagree with your statement. Hear me out. You said,
Okay.
yeah, he's never talked to a general. He's never talked to a regular soldier.
He said he talked to what?
In other words, no, I said if he doesn't understand amoral pragmatism, then or know
He
what
hasn't
it
talked to
means,
a normal soldier. Forget a general.
he's never talked to a general.
Okay, I wish this person was here so I could speak to him.
He's
Uh,
yeah
he's
he's never been in the military. I can tell because he
he
wouldn't say
himself.
anything like that.
Don't talk to anybody
Well,
in the
it killed.
military.
How the fuck this? See, first and foremost, let's look. Some of the bravest shit you got to do is make a hard decision. You know what
Hmm.
an amoral pragmatist said? In order to preserve life.
You went out a little bit,
And
Charles.
I know it's true. She's calling me, so put the link in the chat. I already know what he's looking for. I
Okay.
got you, Truth. Don't worry if you're listening. But I've already see that's called pragmatism. I already know what you want.
Hmm.
You put the link in the chat. Truth wants to come up, but
Okay.
see, one of the bravest things you had to do is when an amoral pragmatist said this, and I quote: "In order to
Hmm.
preserve life, you may have to take a life."
Hmm.
That's what a pragmatist would do. Like people don't understand that. I thought the police were supposed to protect people. Yes, but in order to protect you, if there's a guy who's about just like what we had about the
The
Michaela
girl, yeah,
Bryant,
yeah.
that was amoral pragmatism in less than 5 seconds.
Hmm.
True.
I was
You
just
know,
gonna say, oh,
well,
hold on, Mr. B. How is everybody doing tonight?
Everybody's
Good.
all
Everybody
right.
good?
I was
Did
straight.
I was just,
did
I
I,
was
did I call it?
I was just gonna say, I heard that, I just heard y'all was talking about kids asking for stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I was
Hmm.
just laughing at Charles talk about reprimanding his damn athletes and stuff. But I just wanted to say, BBS,
Mm.
look, oh nigga, I'm just saying, I ain't trying to ask for too much, but a couple of dollars.
Well,
Just a
That's the
couple
play.
of dollars.
And I said, young nigga, what gives you the right to ask for my money?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. That is amoral Pookieism.
You gotta support the community,
pretty
brother.
much.
What,
But, but real quick,
go ahead.
with the amoral pragmatism, Hu Jintao isn't an amoral pragmatist. Barack Obama wasn't an amoral pragmatist. Putin is not an amoral pragmatist. You
Mm-hmm.
show me the world leader, at least one of the major world leaders, Angela Merkel, Theresa May, Cameron Brown. Like, name the person that's run shit that's not an amoral pragmatist.
I
You
can't
can't
think of
be
it. I would say Donald Trump probably isn't.
you can't be in certain fields of work without being an amoral
Yeah,
pragmatist.
you get that way really quickly if you're in the top level.
And I'll tell you quickly, man. When when there's shit when my lieutenant trusts me to lead
Mm-hmm.
other officers of the sergeant in a in a barricade,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, and I hated that shit because that shield's like 25, 35 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
It's not heavy till you got to keep holding it, and then you were curling 60s that morning.
Mm-hmm.
It gets, but at the same time, they don't understand. And it's funny because you got to tell, like I had to tell a sergeant offline because you remember, you don't embarrass your supervisors.
Mm-hmm.
You take them offline and they'll actually thank you for making them look good. Y- you gotta understand something when you're in a dangerous situation and people's lives are at stake and somehow some way you're responsible for them.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of shit that comes with that. Like, I may not like you as a person, but I'd be damned to give your family a fucking American flag. So if that guy has to go, he has to go. We could write about this later, but I'll be damned we're gonna write about we losing one of ours. And if we could come out with everybody's fine and everybody's clear and everybody's good, so
Mm-hmm.
be it.
Mhm.
But look at I'm glad you mentioned Barack Obama there, Hot Wheels. But
Wheels. Shit.
I know I'm not. Oh man, and I got
Barack
this guy.
Obama.
And
Barack
I'm glad you
Obama.
and I'm glad you mentioned Barack Obama because that fucking that fucking kill mission, they were not capturing Osama. Just to let you know, if you think
Mm-hmm.
they were gonna capture Osama, you a fucking fool.
Mm-hmm.
They were gonna they
No, they weren't going to
no.
capture
Hold,
Osama. No, I had
hold,
no
hold up, hold up,
idea.
hold up, AB and chat. Let's
They were
just say it
trying to
all
get him
together.
caught between the heaven gates.
Let's say it all
Let him
together.
finish.
No.
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 So you gotta understand, you're in another sovereign country
Mm-hmm.
without permission, without letting anybody know shit because somebody would have told.
What
Mhm.
the Charles, they had permission.
Oh, they had permission. Oh, trust
Hmm.
me.
They had permission. They knew where he was. They were already been given up, and all three countries worked it out. So all
And
he
I'm
had to
gonna
do was
tell
go
you what
get
it
him.
was. Because if you didn't, hey, yo, India, handle this shit. if you
No,
really,
no, no, no. They had to handle it because Barack Obama had to get credit for it.
yeah.
Yeah, so
No,
it
I
had to
meant
go
like
down. It had to go down that way. But go ahead.
it had to because number
Mm-hmm.
one, when you're in that high a position, everybody
Mm-hmm.
owes you a favor.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, look, if we give them up, what you gonna do for us? And I'm okay with it.
Well, he had already done it. Okay, he had already done it, and so the deal was struck way before they went and got him. So
Mm-hmm.
he asked for certain things, for a favor, from
Mm-hmm.
France and the UK, and he said, I'm going to need something, yeah, because I want to get reelected. So they said, what is it? So they named three things. He got three things. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna say, I'm not gonna say what he did or what things he got. What
Well, we already
Osama bin
know one
Laden,
of. Well, we
yeah,
already know one of them.
Osama bin Laden was one of them.
Yeah.
There's another one. I'm not gonna say what it is right here, but
No, don't.
I've said it
No,
before.
just
I
don't
said it
because we
before.
don't. We don't want your cable to get cut. Yeah.
Yeah,
Again.
it has something to do with Fox News, but I'm not. That's as far as I'll go with it.
Oh, we know.
Ooh.
Don't say it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say
Slippery,
it.
spidery.
If
I have an
anybody wants to go,
idea.
if
I
anybody wants
got
to go
two
back,
guesses. I got two
don't guess.
guesses, but yeah.
Don't guess. You can actually go back and look it up and see what happened.
Okay, okay.
No. And I'm
Okay.
gonna really
Sweet
tell you.
boy from Hawaii.
Oh, go ahead.
Sweet. Nothing. And he would never
Somebody.
do anything to anyone. The calmest, most collected president of them all, Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga had
Those are the
more shit.
motherfuckers.
He had more hands and things than he could even imagine. I mean,
I'm
after
gonna put
two, I
it
mean,
this.
just 2 years into that term, BGS, the nigga had gray hair. I mean, he came in that bitch, all his hair was black. He left that bitch, all his hair was white.
If you as soon as you get in and they put that big pile of stinking mess on your desk, your hair will start turning gray.
Or
Running this country is not what you think it is.
I'm gonna put it to you this way.
And Trump found that out really quickly.
At 29 years old, when I first cut my hair, it was actually a blessing because I could imagine just being an officer. You being a president, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've told people if I was the mayor of Baltimore, I would have all the department heads standing out line and with a PowerPoint and saying, "I give you 5 minutes to convince me not to fire your ass."
Yeah. Look what Trump looked like when he first entered and what he looked like when he left.
Man, he
did not look like the same person.
Nah.
Yeah, all that bravado was gone. Shit, make America great again is that shit's that's a dream.
Hey, remember that?
That's a joke.
Remember that joke
Honestly,
Obama? Remember that joke Obama made at that correspondence dinner? You know, his wife still looked the same, but he showed a picture of himself. He looked like a skeleton. I was like, yeah, pretty much.
Niggas they be losing life force. It'd be like after like 2 years, BGS, it'd be like Shane Soon then came in and stole their identity or something.
Basically, it's a very taxing job because literally have people's lives in your hand every day. Literally, who's gonna live, who's gonna die.
And Obama, his black ass wanted to go in there. They know they gonna blame your black ass for everything.
Well, he was groomed for the job, so you gotta understand that. Nobody, for a man that has that complexion to make it, he was selected. He was the chosen one, okay? And
yeah, he was.
And you gotta realize, you gotta be a pragmatist and be like, look, just because I had the drone doesn't mean I killed the man. It was a good.
Yeah, Obama.
Oh, really?
For sure. He wouldn't invade your country, but he drone the shit out of you.
Hey, Charles, BGS, what drone? Who? What drone you talking about? Me?
Oh no. It was well publicized. It was well publicized about him, his drone attacks, his morning kill list. Okay. Okay, that's what you call his morning kill list. Who are we droning today?
No, BGS,
bro, he was pulling from every morning.
Real quick. I was pulling from the Dave Chappelle show when he was like, oil, what oil? But that's what I was saying, like drone, what drone? Who drone? Not mine.
What drone?
He was rather proud of it. Showed that he was tough. So he was rather proud of it.
Especially
your bitch ass wasn't tough. You wouldn't change no policy for the niggas. You still a bitch to us.
What did you ask for?
What money
ask
did you
for a
put
black
towards the
man,
campaign?
not a black bitch.
No. What did you ask for when he was in office? What did they ask for? You were too young. What did they ask for?
They didn't ask for a damn thing, nigga.
They asked for a damn thing. So what? It was the old, a preacher told me.
But you know who we in the community.
Hold on. In other words, old preacher told me a long time ago. He said, "Ask not, get not." You ask not.
You have not. You ask not.
Close mouth.
I'm gonna tell you truth. Guess what?
Lazy niggas.
No. You gotta listen. Remember the story of like the Israelites coming out of Egypt? What's the first goddamn thing those motherfuckers did?
They made a golden calf.
Cried. I know that they whined and bitch.
They whined and bitch for food.
Yep.
And then guess what happened? And then what happened after that?
God left them in the desert for 40 years.
God actually gave manna, literally food from heaven.
Yep.
And
he said, just eat what you need. And you know what these motherfuckers did? They tried to store it. Nigga, I'm giving you this shit every day. You don't need to waste it. You don't need refrigeration. I got you. What happens to I got you. God was like, yeah, I got you, B. So I got you. Don't store it. As soon as they store it, what happened? Worms and
Yeah.
maggots start to form.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, look, I said plagues after you niggas, and you know, guess what? I believe God says the word nigga.
Mm-hmm.
I
I believe
know my
God
God.
should have. Why the fuck he wasting his time with these dumbass people? I read the Bible, and it's just
Because
a whole bunch of times of him telling these
It's a
niggas simple ass instructions, and
it's
then
a
they be
story.
doing shit.
Calm down,
it's a
Pookie. It's a story. All right,
it's a story about it's a
calm down.
story about human nature, man.
Stupid
And think
ass
about it.
human.
Calm
Think
down,
about
man.
it. If I rescued you out of a fucking hostage situation,
Red bone enthusiast, calm down, man. Before I have to, bounce you. Okay.
uh,
If you want to date white women, that's up to you, man. Nobody tells you who to date. We don't come here to advocating for one woman or the other, right? So calm down. It's wrong spot. Okay.
yeah, sure. Some
Stop
people like the
bragging
smell
about
of
dating Becky's.
Nah,
some people like the smell of wet dog.
well,
Oh, okay,
Don't
okay. I
stop
just
it.
gotta know.
Damn, dog.
one time,
I just
one
gotta know.
hey, 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 one at a time, y'all. Shit.
Let me address
Go ahead.
this real quick, DGS. You
Go ahead.
know, brothers need to do what you want to do, but whatever guilt you're feeling, whatever little hurt you feeling, whatever rage you feeling, that has nothing to do with us. If you want to go out there and do your interracial
Okay.
thing,
Oh,
go do
oh,
that.
he said he's joking. Okay.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
I
Because
mean,
I get on 100 when people start doing that shit. Like nobody's telling you what not to do. Go do it. But a lot of people
Yeah.
be feeling guilt and they just get mad at everybody else. No, nigga,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
I said on the other panel, if whatever happened to you over there happened to you over there. That don't got nothing to do with us. And I pause
I'll
right
I'll
there.
s- I'll say this with Z. I may have my critiques, and some of them are awfully strong of black women, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this to black men any day. Don't you be fucking red pill as hell to black women and you blue pill for white or any other race of women.
That's right.
Don't you do that. At
I
least
You
think
have
know
some
that's what they
dignity.
on, Charles. You
I,
know
I
that's what
think
they be on.
I think the majority of black men are actually scared of white women.
Hmm
I
That is
think
definitely true.
yeah.
Definitely true.
I think if a white woman actually approached a black man, he'd be looking over his shoulder like, well, what, it's like, why are you talking to me?
Yeah, like
And,
I tell you,
is there a
You know,
cop nearby before I even think about answering you?
this how hey BGS. I think this is the most nigga thought process when a white woman come by. You know, Master don't like you over here. What you doing over there on this side? On you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Cause you know these niggas.
you
These
talking
niggas, why do
about
these niggas be having that coon mentality around these white chicks, man?
a white woman has to do extra just to get your trust
uh,
because of the history.
who's
So
that white bitch on that nag?
most black guys that date white women is because the white women have really catered to them. So white woman that wants you has to really cater to you
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm
to
gonna
do
just tell you
extra.
the truth. I'm gonna tell you what really, even if I had an inkling of dating white women before, all you gotta join is the military.
Hmm.
And I used to like, I'm cool with a lot of people, white, black, anything. One of my brothers from basic training, we laughed that it's like 20, 21 years since we went to Fort Benning. And he was a wrestler too. That's why we bonded so much. And it was funny because he was one of him and another white dude had to pull me off this guy's ass. Literally because I was able to kill that motherfucker, but we ain't gonna talk
Hmm.
about that today. But it's it's one of those things where we're in Iraq and we're in the women's bay. You got to make sure that nobody's undressing,
Hmm.
to, quote unquote. But oh, trust me, they will. If they like you, they will undress in front of you.
Hmm.
I
And
got
I'm
a
like,
question.
damn, you walk into the tent, like, god damn, who has a dog in this motherfucker? And I
Hmm.
did, and I didn't realize I said it out loud. And the
Hmm.
black chick who I knew, she just looked at me and started laughing and said, "You ain't shit."
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Charles, where you live in Bravo?
Up there.
Where you live in
Uh,
Bravo, Charles?
oh no, I was trained like it.
Oh,
But see,
you would.
I went to supply and then I went to MP because basically I reclassed MP because when I went over there to Iraq, we volunteered for they tried to put me on guard duty for the towers up there and I said, who those guys, chasing down motherfuckers? Oh, that's our
Hmm.
QRF. I want to join. Okay, you gotta make the qualifications. I bet you I do. And
Hmm.
I love kicking indoor since.
Hmm.
Got you. I went to OSIT in 2016.
Nice. How old are you?
And Dre actually has a car.
I'm 23.
Oh, you're young soldier, huh?
Something like that.
Young soldier. I like that shit.
Dre don't have no car.
Okay, I'm just wondering. I thought it was a Mirage.
Dre done got a car because Dre don't have a car because it's.
I don't own nothing.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, if Grand Theft Auto.
Look, God, fuck you, BGS, man. God damn, you already know. Every time look, every time y'all motherfuckers say something, they be like, get a dime more. I look up my child support go up more. Everybody go ahead and throw some money on my Cash App, man.
Hold up. I got a good joke for you, BGS.
What's that?
What does Dre and Pat Mahomes last week have in common?
I don't know. What is it?
They caught a hell of a L. Oh.
Oh shit. Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you this: when you look at
should have
Dre,
took the hit. Should have took the hit.
I don't know if they have cars. They have cars. They have cars in Ohio. Oh
no,
shit!
You gotta understand.
They used to build them. They used to build cars in Ohio.
I know, BJ. I know. I'm just saying.
Well, you gotta understand. When Dre is like if Grand Theft Auto was a nigga, it'd be Dre. So
that's what they call it.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. GTA 5, boy.
Oh, I love these. It's fucked up that me and my fucking friends, like me and Josh, I was like, nigga, we cops and we planning robberies. Ain't this shit fun?
Shit. My grandson was so disappointed he couldn't play that game. I said, nope. I said, the fella said you're too young. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. He probably said it his little mind. I bet you Uncle Charles would have said yes. No, I can't.
God damn it. I was about to say my phone start ringing after that. I'm like, God damn it, don't tell me that's this bitch calling already.
You gonna pay what you owe, Santa. You gonna pay what you owe.
Dear Santa, you are a bitch nigga. No, that ain't right. Dear Santa, you are a bitch ass nigga.
Close. You almost got it, kid.
Look at BGS over here just hating, man. Look at that.
I'm not hating. I was shocked. I said that I don't think I've ever seen you in a car before.
Look.
I've never seen you in a car. Dre, I've never seen you in a car before. I've either been on the bus or on a bike. I've never seen you in a car before. The car might not be yours. Okay. You might be borrowing the car, but I don't
permanently.
Know. I said, wait a minute. I said, is Dre driving? Really? I said, okay. I said, that's a switch.
Anytime he's at a car with a woman, usually she's the getaway driver. I'm just saying.
I'll go ahead and say this. Yes, I do have a car.
Okay.
I mean, already my baby mama already know. I hid it for as long as possible, though.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
I mean,
it's funny. Speaking of baby mamas, my child's mother asked to borrow my truck.
Well, you ever notice something, Charles? This is the problem. Remember, I've learned from experience with multiple baby mamas. The best way to keep shit down and to keep your level of stress low, always make it seem like you're struggling. Never show any sign of happiness.
That is true.
Like simple. Have you ever noticed like how many times? Well, I mean, I guess it's all the secrets are already out the bag now. That one ain't grown. I got the last termination letter 2 weeks ago. Thank you. But the secrets out the bag now. If you ever notice how you always say, well, Dad, we need to take a collection up for Dre. Dre always talking about he broke. Did you ever notice it? For a motherfucker that's broke, he don't take no money from people though. You ever notice how we said we gonna make a show for Dre? You notice if this nigga's so broke, why every time we offer to help him, he don't ask for no help?
Okay, you want to stay broke,
right? But I that's plain and simple. You understand what I'm saying?
You never show any money, and you never have a girlfriend better looking than she is.
Well, plain and simple. One, you don't.
Damn, I fucked up on the second rule.
Well, you did. That's how we caught all that hell.
I'm gonna tell you.
I got some bad bitches, man.
Never show up to your ex with a bitch better than she. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what was so fucked up, right? Because as politically correct as I am. Shut the fuck up, panel and chat. Okay, shut the fuck up.
Fuck you, police. No, I'm sorry. Who said that? That wasn't me.
Yeah, well, you said fuck them. Wait till you work for them. Then you can say fuck them. It's so fucked up, right? I remember it was like, it's so sad when all my exes actually agree. They like, dude, they like, you a motherfucker. You know that? I said, why? Because if we break up, your evil Aries ass is gonna find a better bitch than me, aren't you? You gonna die trying.
Yeah, I hate to say something, but see, this is the problem, Charles. When you do stuff like that, to me, I've realized it's just not worth the shit. Because unfortunately, bitches can keep doing bullshit going for a lot longer than you can. And I've learned from experience, it's just not worth it. I ain't gonna lie. The worst thing you can do, like, I mean, you could have, say like, this is my first baby mama, and she done known because I done had more kids since then. Because it ain't like my kids don't play with each other, and they don't all have each other's numbers. But I'm
nigga was like, don't. He told his sons, don't date the Johnson girl.
So you actually call them baby mama number 1, 2, and 3, or how do you?
I just call them. I call them by like Andre's mom, Calvin's mom, Jalen's mom.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like just the other day, I was sitting up there walking. I walked in the stove. I'm walking in a Cheesecake Factory. Okay. I looked up to my neck left, and my baby mama walking beside. And what happened? Oh, hey, how you doing?
You ain't going in here without me.
No, but it was just like, yeah. Like,
I'm gonna tell.
But I'm
like, she saw you. She said free meal. I'm sitting with him.
I told you that shit. I feel you with that shit, Dre. I gotta stay the fuck out of Owens Mills. Because I remember I was on a date with she who will not be named to her father. As soon as we walk out, here's this chick, this fucking, she works in like, she's like the financial officer for fucking the federal government, some branch, I forget. And here she coming into the thing. Hey, Charles. And she gives me this big old hug, and I look at she who will not be named but those eyes.
But now here you go.
Who that bitch? Who that bitch?
Who that bitch with that dag?
But I'm gonna have to pull that one from Kerry Washington in what does my girl say, boy? Who that bitch? Who that bitch?
That's not the right song. It's who that. You don't know how to sing it right.
Let me find it.
I know the song because we used to play it a lot in Cleveland.
BG.
But this is the problem. I tell you like this. This is one of the things you should know when you got multiple baby mamas and all like that. This is the problem. When you go out, if you go out and have fun, and a friend of their friend say, and they're like, "Oh, that's so and so's baby daddy," you gonna have problems within 2 weeks. If something either the bitch gonna call and say the child needs something. I ain't even gonna lie. I used to go out, I'd be out at the club and be like, "Fuck!" I see somebody that knew, because I ain't gonna lie. My oldest son got here because I mean, like literally, his godfather told him, "Man, only reason why I smashed her that one time, I put her away, and I smashed her that one time." I'm like, "Wait a minute, he was trying to smash this chick," and I'm like, "Matter of fact, that's so and so's cousin." I'm like, "Cool, we gonna do this." I said, "I'm gonna call her, tell her we gonna go out, we get a bottle, but we gonna end up going back to my house." Went out. What do we do? Went out. Went back to my house. I like that. We stepped off. I ain't even gonna lie. I put her ass on top of the washing machine and fucked the shit out of her ass. And next minute,
that's double motion. Don't
right. I ain't gonna lie. Look. And next minute, I mean, that was the only last time I fucked her. I didn't fuck around with her no more. I remember we was at work that day, and he was like, "Yeah," because so he started dating chick. So they was cool. So I was like, "Cool." I put him on, and I just fucked her that one more time after. We were standing at work. And then my cell phone rang. And I said, "Damn it." And he said, "What?" I looked at the number. I said, "That bitch pregnant." And he was like, "What?" I'm saying, "Yes, she is." And he was like, "No." It's like, dude, she ain't called. Think about it. Call in the daytime. We only call at night. This bitch is pregnant. Answer the phone. They kind of ease into the shit. Well, and it's like, well, we can be together and this, that, and the other. Because, I mean, like one of the things I did, remember I told you I made a lot of money for a person my age. but also I had my illegal venture going on where we were stealing a lot of money. So I look like, I mean, think about it. You say, well, look at this dude, clean cut dude. He doing what he doing. This is the motherfucker you definitely want to have a kid. But I already knew. I'm like, man, she ain't giving this kid up. Why? I'm the best looking nigga she ain't ever. I'm the most successful.
That's some airy shit to say right there, boy.
Once you got more money, the shit ain't going nowhere. I mean, just like if that chick is good, pregnant by Fresh and Fit, she'll be a fool, especially right now, to abort that baby. I mean, because right about now, you don't even have to want the baby. If you don't want the baby, sit him in front of the TV like all the other women do.
You know what, Dre? I'm a little bit opposite of you because my son's mother has 2 kids by another nigga.
So does mine. My oldest got 2 by another nigga. My second oldest got 4 by other people. That's why I thought she didn't want no more. My third got 1, and I got my third got 1, just mine. And I got the 4th one, the rape child, which we don't talk about.
I find great pleasure when all her friends and family members, when they still see me and say hi to me, and even her mother be like, you should have kept this nigga, you dumb motherfucker. Shit. Nowadays, I get chicks hit me up like these bitches sound like Busta Rhymes. Hey Charles, you got the dick yet? Give me some more. We got the liquor and the fucking food at. Give me some more. I brought the scars and the lighter shoe. Give me some more. Like, god damn. Like, all this time you said you were gonna do better than me, and what happened? Look at you coming back crawling. You better bring a pack of LFDs. I remember this one chick.
Charles, you sounded like Thanos just now. You had to come back to me.
Run from it. I know how it feels to lose. I know how desperately you want to win.
It feels so desperately that you're right. You get to feel all the same.
Run from it. Fraud from it. But
destiny still arise.
Right. I tell you, man, that shit is beautiful, man. When you just got a chick and you just like, that nigga wasn't shit, was he? I'm bored. Can I come over your house? I need some company. Yeah, you better bring 2 bottles of liquor though. I ain't gonna lie to you. She brought a pack of cigars and 2 bottles of liquor. I was like, hey, services rendered.
All right, y'all jump in because we ain't got that much time left.
Man, Dre was talking about how many baby mamas he got. All I heard, he has a gold, a silver, and a bronze medal.
God damn. What you saying? Dre is playing Pokemon? Dre went to all the coaches and fought all the coaches in Pokemon.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. That's you and me.
They call it a trifecta, huh?
They're gonna garnish me, pokey bitch. Oh, you're not my friend. You're the shit that I gotta defend. Oh no, I would have said this. You know, Dre got more baby mamas than Charles Xavier got X-Men. So shit.
What's the superpowers? Annoying.
She can make money She can make money disappear in a second. What the fuck happened to my check?
Throwing judges at you. She got the power to throw judges with her bare hands.
Shit. Oh, she got magnetism to my fucking wallet. What the fuck? God damn. Oh, yeah.
Got the camera on, Dre.
I don't care. Already
seen I already seen it. Okay.
Look, you give a nigga a car and he just starts stunting. You see this BGS?
I see him.
Oh, you must be.
LeVar said Cleveland has cheesecake factories.
Like I do said, he drive a stagecoach. I like that one. But no,
okay.
I'll say like this is technically you talk about I got a trifecta. No, technically I got a 4x4.
Oh, 4x4. Okay.
4x4.
It took you that long to learn, huh?
No, I didn't learn. Like, just give an example. Just get like this is one of the things where
you and Future running neck and neck, huh?
Yeah. Well, this is one of the things that I'll come out and say. That
okay.
All of my baby mamas for a period of time. It wasn't like these motherfuckers like just met my ass or whatever. Just give an example. My daughter's mother, which is my 3rd kid, right?
Okay.
I went to prom with her in high school.
Okay.
So go to show you how I was smashing it back in high school. Yeah.
Okay.
But go to show you how. The only child that really came out like that was, and the only child that I really fought, I'm not gonna lie, is for my youngest son. My oldest son, like I said, you already know what happened that night. I tried to put my boy on and walked away with a kid. That's what you call taking one for the team.
Okay.
Now second one is like, okay, I ain't gonna lie, I was young. You know, I had a lot of pussy then, but evidently it's like this is one of the things I say, and I try to warn the men: don't never fuck with a broad who had way more sexual experience than you. And like this was back before you didn't realize, no, bitch, you was just a hoe. You just fuck around that damn much. Because I just thought, oh my gosh, the sex was just, we fucked that first night we met. I came back. The first night was just okay. Second night we messed around again like the next day. And I was just like, God damn, is this what pussy is? Now think about it.
Did she suck your left foot into her mouth?
I mean, look. Ain't nothing come sitting up here like this. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, this is what, I mean, the sex was just bomb. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, even matter of fact, it's the one who got the video. I got the video online. If you search, that's the baby mama right there.
Pornhub?
I told you about the video, me and her. It's still on YouTube.
It's still on Pornhub?
Oh, okay. I think I remember that one.
About the sexual product. We did a review on a sexual product. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, and laugh because I met people that she dated afterwards, and I and like everybody who fucked this bitch get lied. Like literally, she got that pussy where you be like,
yeah, I had a few of those. Yeah.
Right. Like remember I told you about the chick I met that I had the body where it was like she had 4 kids. She had just had a set of twins, and she had 2 older kids. So I met her, and I mean, this woman body, I swear to God.
Damn, she must be wet because you sound like you underwater.
Hey, drowning.
I ain't gonna lie. Look. And she was just like, I remember one day, the kids were at daycare, and so she was over my house. She was like, she was sitting in my tub, and she was talking. And she was just like, I just love you. You know, the good thing about you is you got very good self-control, because any other man would have been. And I'm like, because I was
play to that ego, huh?
Right. I'm like, any other man, because I had been fucking her because she'd been spending the night in my house. But the fact is, it was like she wanted to fuck too much, and I'm like, wait a minute, you got 4 kids. You see in this empty 4-bedroom house, and it's been first thing you want to do is pop out a kid, because if you get pregnant, most of the men are gonna be like, and they be like, oh wait a minute, you was around and you my son just went off away, so it's just like, oh, so this nigga actually take care of his kid. I'm like, and I mean, she can fuck good. Like,
Dre was a mark.
Right. She can fuck so good that I said,
I ain't never going to Cleveland.
I said, I better cause a fight with her, because if I don't cause a fight with her, she'll be pregnant in a month.
Yeah, well, I guess you failed, huh?
No, that wasn't a baby mama. That was a chick that I met like 5 years. Matter of fact, I was on you. I told you about her.
Okay.
I'm like, man.
Oh, that chick. Okay, that chick.
Boy, I'm still wondering how niggas can say we're incels over here, because boy, niggas got some stories.
They got some stories, yeah.
I mean, shit. I was happy when I found out Ashley was in town for a week, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I enjoyed my time with her, the non-sexual time. She was actually cool people.
Right.
No, we actually had a nice time, at the harbor, eating a whole bunch of fucking sushi. Shit was good as a motherfucker, though. And it was funny because I'm thinking to myself,
Is that the one that moved to Texas?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember her. Yeah.
How many did I break with a string before?
I only brought it. I think you sent me. I think you told me about her. She's the one with the legs, right?
Oh God. Damn it, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah.
I get so weak in the knees I can hardly speak.
And so she escaped without
not SWP.
He's lying. He's lying. He's lying about her escaping without him getting a taste. without
I
his.
never said. I never said that shit, nigga. Like, I still be Charles L. Faulkner Jr. That nigga.
Eric Hormonger.
See, the reason why, and I'm not gonna lie to you, this is one of my 8 shit moments, and I have very few of those.
Oh, really? Very few. Okay, I want to hear this one. I don't believe that one.
Ain't shit moments, because the first time years ago we had sex, it really wasn't. The performance wasn't all that. I will actually blame that on my part. You know, nigga was tired. His performance was lackluster. But this time, nigga was like a Rocky montage. Like, god damn. Like
all that stored energy, huh?
All that stored. Oh, that was just like, oh, if I get you one more time. Ooh.
Yeah.
That was a you Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect couldn't put on a better performance. God damn it. God damn. I'm talking about SummerSlam 91. God damn it.
All right. We got about 15 more minutes, guys, and we're gonna wrap it up. Go ahead, Dr. Dre.
Y'all gonna talk about me.
We're gonna talk about you anyway. We already talked about you. You just be driving a car. We're talking about you.
Judge Dre does not date big women anymore. So go ahead and talk about it.
I got.
Oh shit! I almost spilled my fucking shit.
I figured that'd make.
Oh my god! My face is dumb.
Okay. Go ahead and complete the lie. We know it's a lie, but go ahead and tell them to us anyway.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, let me.
I think that because one of the problems is this. I tell you, I used to, you sit there and as you get older, you realize this is the bad thing. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh shit! You lying ass nigga.
Oh. Go ahead. Let them get the lie out, Charles. Calm down.
No, but I say the bad thing about dating big women as they get older, they don't look like shit. I mean, like literally, where you be like, God damn, man, I ain't even having sex no more because they take their clothes off, they lay in the bed, you ain't looking, and like, I hate to say they do not age well.
Well, they're not big anymore.
No, they are big, but the fact is,
they're fat now.
Right? Yeah, that's a.
There's a very distinct difference.
Yeah. Okay, I'm composed now. Oh shit!
So what kind of women are you dating these days?
The more lower back friendly.
Say again. What kind? Since you're not dating those anymore.
I'm not doing it, but I find myself entertaining about a younger woman. But
so in other words, you still date big women, but the thing is, you date them younger when they're still in shape.
Yeah, they're in shape. It's called round.
Yeah, in other words, they're still held together. Is that what you're saying?
I ain't gonna lie. Once they hit I ain't gonna lie. Once the motherfuckers start to hit that wall, and I hate saying it make it easier.
He dated the women before gravity hit BGS. Yeah, he dated the women before gravity hit.
Before gravity takes over.
He dates the women that produces gravity.
Oh, not Jupiter.
Sir Anthony says, do big women still cook for men to trap them?
Oh, not Jupiter.
From a person who dated big women ever since I was younger. Back in the day, big girls would be like, they would be the nicest to you. They would try so hard to be your significant other. Literally. Then it's like in the last 10 years,
nigga was a big girl hustler.
Nigga said they used to sing Lovers and Friends to him.
So what you're saying is they don't make big women like they used to?
No, they used to put effort into it, where now it's like, and I told her, I said, well, no offense, if I'm going to put up with all this bullshit, I might as well get me a skinny chick.
And that'll be the day.
A skinny chick? He gonna be like, he gonna be like, I like my meat sweats and my flaps. Even if I don't get her pussy, it's still wet when I poke her.
Hey, Charles. Oh, by the way, I'm just letting you know, when the Browns in Baltimore play each other, we're gonna host a live show, okay?
Oh
Shit
yeah,
talk.
I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna do some shit talking, boy.
No, no,
I'm
we're
gonna
gonna
do.
And thank you for the cash app, Roger. Appreciate you.
no, we're gonna put money on the line too.
I put some money on the line.
All
I
right.
got 5 on it.
Now, look,
All right.
we're gonna be insults all game.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's off the table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Insults
Oh yeah.
all game,
Oh
right?
yeah. You you,
I
you
ain't
got
gonna
to
lie.
think of how much shit talking I did to all these
Oh man,
so-called Chief fans.
Our new stuff says Popeyes is not enough.
Mm-mm. Mhm.
And Fox says the big girl whisperer.
The big girl whisper. You know, like when
I ain't gonna lie. It's something about
that's the only advantage of having big girls. When you go out to the movies with them, they smuggle all the fucking snacks in their fucking titties and shit. But you forget,
I heard about that. I
but
never
you
experienced, but I
forget
heard about
that
that.
she had them in from work earlier anyway.
Hey, yeah, now that Broke Genius says Dre take P payments for handyman jobs.
Oh
no.
my god.
I've actually listen. I've never taken a pussy payment in my whole life of actually doing my 15 years contracting. Now I will admit I have done this. I have met a broad and I knew I was gonna fuck her and date her. So the first job I did for her, I did it for free because I knew I wasn't gonna. And I ended up being with her for a minute. So I have done that. But I have never taken. I've never mixed, as you say, business with pleasure.
Okay.
I can say that too. I can say
Hey,
that too.
this is do they get a discount for
No,
good
but
pussy?
they get a dick count. That's what basically they get.
And they ain't shit.
Look,
Okay.
have you noticed? I don't
We got
advertise.
about 10 more minutes.
I don't
Should I start?
Every
Should I
time
start another? Should I start an after party? Damn,
You
let me
can
see.
if you want to.
All
You
right,
can.
yeah, I
I'm gonna do
better.
this about 2 more minutes.
I'm gonna
All
roast
right.
your old ass. You hear me, Charles? I'm gonna roast your old ass for knowing Pokemon.
Nigga, I'm gonna roast your ass because you Kim Possible watching motherfuckers.
That's because y'all gonna cut the shit. I'm gonna go in the bar and get me a drink.
I'm gonna roast y'all non Thundercat, non Transformer having, non He-Man having
Cleveland
motherfuckers.
got bars.
Oh fuck you! We do got bars. There's a hole in the wall.
No, they got juke joints. They got an unlicensed fucking
Hole in the
bartender.
walls. Hole in the walls.
Hey, get one of those 3-2 beers, man.
You know, one time I went to Cleveland, right? And I tried to get a drink at this one spot. And this one woman, she gonna take a goddamn cloth from her titty sack and just wipe the fucking glass open and pour the drink. That was a good ass drink though, but still, I was a little disturbed by it. Goddamn nasty hoe. Shit, let me start this live. Let me get this live stream kicking. Let me see. Goddamn son of mine, got my joint. Let me see.
Charles, you killed me because Cameron has a song like that where he was like, "Dirty bitch burnt me, that concerned me," and I was like, "Nigga, if a bitch burnt you, it only concerned you."
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's terrible.
First of all, shout out to Dre for having a car.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Oh,
Nigga, this nigga's in the 21st century. No more horse and wagons. You know, he graduated. How does it feel to touch a steering wheel for the first time in a century and a half?
Marvelous.
Thank you, Lewis,
Yeah.
for the cash app. Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
man. BGS, I did make a video about the incident on Bernard's show, so I addressed it, but I didn't call any names and I didn't go at anybody's neck, but I did go after the particular sentiment. Yeah, when you have a larger you use it to have a larger conversation. You don't go at the people per se, but the particular ideology and worldview. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. All right. When did you make it?
I posted it this morning, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yesterday morning, I guess now.
I haven't seen it. Well, he's trying to elbow his way in, man. But the thing is, he's not doing it the right way. He's trying to start a beef.
Who, me?
No, the other guy.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, it is. I find some of these things interesting. That's all for me.
Because I actually posted my email, and invited him on. I said, email me if you really want to have this conversation. I don't think he wants to have this conversation. Yeah, he's
Who's
just
that?
the other dude.
Yeah.
The
main one that was talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not giving him no press. That's all.
Yeah, I won't say his name either, but yeah, I mean, once again, to me, it's weird as a black person to have this ideology, and then like everybody know I'm not ADOS, but as an ADOS person, like, how ahistorical do you have to be? I don't know if you've heard me say this before, BGS, and Raj has heard me say this a million times. Charles has heard me say this a million times. We're only 50 years out of Jim Crow. Where the fuck do black people come off saying some of this weird shit about other black people? That shit always is fascinating to me.
Because they've been brainwashed to think that that it's kumbaya time, and you always have black people like that. Some black people think, like Larry Elder said, black people are actually better in slavery, and they have that ideology until you
I've
challenge
literally
them.
heard that said.
I'm surprised nobody ever knocked the teeth out of his mouth. I'm not promoting violence, but
they've actually run him. He's had talks before, and they actually run him out of the building more than a few occasions. So he's a bomb thrower.
So my thing is Larry Elder like an allegory to Uncle Ruckus?
Larry Elder is worse than Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah,
Larry Elder makes Uncle Ruckus look like Martin Luther King.
Yep.
Yeah. What was the white boy's name? The old that died. That was a shock jock. What was his name?
Stern.
No, not Stern. No, the other.
Oh, Rush Limbaugh.
Larry Elder is the black Rush Limbaugh.
I would agree with that.
Larry Elder is so fucked up that even Rush Limbaugh was like, "Wait a minute, dude. God damn."
In fact, Candace Owens actually bowing down to Larry Elder. That's how fucked up he is. That's how big a coon he actually is. Oh, wait a minute. I'm a coon, but I can't touch the hem of your garment.
like, can I just touch your shoelace and get blessed by the coonism god? Where you have ABL, Offset Tatum, and Candace Owens all pray to Larry Elder.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, that's their hero. Their patron saint is Larry Elder.
That's their god.
Scary, dude. Like the way I always bring it down to, like, the way the brain rationalizes certain things. It's just absolutely fascinating. It's fascinating to hear people talk and be so ahistorical, to see people have their little childhood trauma and then be in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and still find a way to blame other niggas for the shit. Like, bro, that shit is just fascinating.
If Larry Elder is playing a role, he's been doing it for 40 years, because I've never seen him out of character.
Well, is that a role then? I think there are bad actors. Go ahead, BJ.
I think that's him. That's
what I was gonna say. Exactly. Like, I think there are people that they start off where they think the money is, but after a while, that's you. There's a certain point in time where you're not playing no more. That's just you, because you have to be that after 20, 30 years.
I've listened to his story, and I think he was that way before he actually came onto the radio, before the money actually came in. I think he's been that way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he might have gotten worse with the money, but he's been that way. So, Art New Styles, Morton Downey Jr. I think he's closer to Rush Limbaugh, in my opinion. I think he modeled himself out of Rush Limbaugh.
Larry Elder. If you see him in the black community, he's only snitching.
He ain't gonna be in the black community. If you see him in the black community, that's visiting his mother or passing through.
Oh my goodness.
With his Jewish white chick playing a shotgun.
Yeah,
man, he got
I don't know.
No, he's a real deal, man. I mean, like I said, I tell the story. I actually was giving one of my best friends a ride home, right? And he happened to Larry Elder happened to be on the radio, right? And he said, "Who's that?" I said, "It's Larry Elder." And I started turning. He said, "Let me listen to it for a second." So he listened to it about 30 minutes. He said, "I wish I could find that motherfucker so I could punch him in the face." After 30 minutes. That's how bad Larry Elder is.
God damn, Larry Elder, man.
Yeah.
You
Anyway,
know,
yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say hit the link because we only got a couple of minutes. We're probably going into closing thoughts. But
Larry
go ahead.
Elder would Larry Elder would make fucking Martin Luther King go to violence. God damn. Oh, we gotta whoop this nigga ass. Oh, we gotta whoop his ass, whoop his ass. Thank God Almighty, I'm about to whoop this coon's ass.
Martin Luther King would pull out that razor that's in his shoe, start cutting.
Like, oh, nigga, oh, no, normally I'm a man of the cloth.
Now show us her ass again, Dre. We didn't see it.
Hey, Dre, whatever you do, don't get her pregnant and make her your next baby mama.
Oh my
I
God.
think Dre's still shooting live rounds. Yeah, you better be careful, Dre.
It's gonna go from a trifecta to a quadfecta to a quinfecta.
Dre just worked. Dre just making his own comic book universe right now.
Super Saiyan level, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Able to bend the universe around his stomach.
That nigga, that's the only nigga in any fucking universe. He's gonna repopulate planet Vegeta and Krypton by his goddamn self.
Is there any wash machines there? Okay. Anyway, closing thoughts, folks. And then there's Charles's link for the after party.
Yeah, just check that out for me, BGS. Let me know what you think. My closing thoughts. I don't know what's wrong with these niggas. What did Beast Mode used to say? What did he used to say? I'm just, I'm here.
I'm here, so I don't get fined.
Right?
Anybody else? Closing thoughts.
Oh yeah, how you like that video I sent you?
I remember that dance, man. George Jefferson
quick
dance.
Question. I actually have a question for you, BGS. Quick question.
Go ahead.
Did you see the video of the I was about to say Vietnam vet. The Iraqi vet that was getting on Bush. Bush was giving a lecture or something like that, and a vet was like getting on him, like apologize, say sorry, because like you're responsible for like thousands of deaths. Yeah, it was a video that just got posted, I think, like 2 days ago.
Okay, no, I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I probably haven't. Don't remember it, but I'm saying I haven't.
No, but it's short. It's like about a minute long. When you get a chance to check, yeah.
Is it new? Is it current or something?
Oh, no, it's new. It's like new. It's like
okay.
new.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He's an ex-president now. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Bush don't give a fuck. He's a war criminal.
Yeah,
his daddy was CIA, so he doesn't give a shit.
I know he don't.
He's actually very amoral and pragmatic, so he doesn't care.
I mean, the Bush family, they've been dealing with Kuwait for quite a time.
Amongst others. Okay, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and a few others. So
you want to talk about amoral pragmatist? Bush Senior, that's probably king amoral pragmatist of a very rare variety.
Yeah, Daddy Bush, and who's even worse is his grandfather, which is Prescott.
Oh yeah, Prescott. Prescott was out here. We know. Me and you, BGS, know what Prescott was on during World War II, so we don't even got to talk about that.
Yeah. You talk about eugenics. That's Prescott. If you want to know where you get your abortion bill from, was Prescott Bush.
Say that again.
Prescott was putting in work. God damn.
I got a question. Was the original George Bush the one who wrote all those back in the 19th century, I believe, wrote all those documents that got all the Jewish libraries to back him up? Wasn't he the one that was affiliated with them?
I don't think so. No, that's not. That's Prescott Bush. It was actually worked for I forget her name. Forget his name. Actually owned a CBS and Columbia Broadcast. He got into the old world banking money by marriage, and then he slowly took over. And that's where their money. So their banking line comes not from Prescott's line, but from the grandmother's line.
Yeah. If you're an amoral pragmatist when your son and your grandson become president. You got sons and grandsons and granddaughters all over political office.
I do believe his the other Bush that was going to run for president done so much shit he decided to drop out because there's just too much on him. Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush in Florida and the mafia and those and the hurricanes where all those roofs blew off.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a big old scandal behind that nobody talks about, him and Jeb.
Keep an eye out for his son, BGS. Keep an eye out for his son. They not sleep yet.
Those kind of families never go away. Anyway, y'all, closing thoughts, and I think Charles got one going.
Yeah,
So
that's it for me, BGS. Thanks for having me up.
All right, hit the link and go over to
Yeah,
Charles and to the
I
after
think I
party. Go
saw.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I got your email, Mrs. Z. Stay tuned with the email. Come on, hitch up shortly. But my close thoughts. This is the ShatterPoint edition again, and like always, once we shatter the glass, everything splatters. You know, so be very cautious, people. You know, take heed of the pieces, learn from it, and it will be good to you. Like always, let the chaos reign.
All right, all right, y'all. Dre's in there. We don't even know what Dre's drinking, but leave that big booty girl alone. Anyway, y'all, I'm out. Peace.